They're extremely good on the defensive side of the football.
But they're running into a brick wall Friday night.
An absolute machine. They just got too many ways they can beat you.
Just hard to bet against at home. They play such a physical brand of football.
Plus, they got some freaks.
I think they're on a collision course with the championship.
4th and goal from the 4. This might be the ball game. Takes the snap. Trying to make a man miss. He does! You are kidding me! Touchdown! How did he do it?
This is for the towns that show up deep, for the players grinding while the world sleep. This is your stage. And he breaks the line. Your lightning's right. Your week. For game on the way. Now the lights go. Every player, every move. Now all around you from the first kickoff to the final horn. This is where we're over the edge of the lawn.
Touchdown. And into the open field at the 50, at the 40.
Touchdown. Yeah, we tell your story. Oklahoma athletes, this is your moment of glory.
That should get you fired up for football. Welcome to the Skordle season preview show. Mark Rodgers, Adam DeSloris with you. Also about to be joined by 12 coaches and players from across Oklahoma as we're already underway for practice. A feel for all those guys. Hopefully they're getting to stay out of the heat a little bit today as we're in an epic heat spell here as we gear up for the season. What's up, Adam?
What's up, Mark? It's wild to think it's football season again. I feel like we just finished doing this. But excited to be back.
Do we have credit for the hype video? Who should we give credit for that? That's awesome.
Yeah. So I need to give credit to Ashley Hill. So my marketing agency, she kind of helped piece that thing together. Gina Campbell. So Andy that helps us on the show. And then a guy named Caleb Everett, who does a lot of video production work for my marketing agency. So, and then our schools, right? If you notice on there, a lot of that is our school content. So I believe we've got some clips from Uoka, from Fairview, from Sealing, from a handful of other schools that sent us all that great copy, and we were able to put together, and I think it turned out pretty good. So we're excited to have it this year.
We have announced the first game of the week. That is going to be Broken Bow at McAllister, which has been a really good rivalry the past couple of seasons, and I'm very excited to see Graydon Howell, who's committed to Oklahoma from Broken Bow, one of the more exciting players that we've seen in a while. And then we also have a week 2 game, or week 1 game, right?
So we actually have a second week 0 game too. So Todd is going to be going to Stillwater for Stillwater Fayetteville. And
great.
Yep. And then we have 2 week 1s. So our week 1 games will be traveling up around Grand Lake. We had 8-air on our show last year quite a bit. So we're going to be doing the Inola 8-air game. And then we'll be staying in Northwest Oklahoma for Fairview at Chisholm for our other week 1 game.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's going to be there's so many great opening week games that we have this year. Week 0 and week 1, I think should be phenomenal. So
yeah, hopefully the weather cooperates. We have also, Mark, we've got, as far as our network shows, we'll have our prediction show next week with media members from across the state. I think Bill Hastings is going to join us. Skinny is going to join us. Michael Swisher is going to join us. Him and Andy might fight on the show. And then we're still working to get Jordan Davis, hopefully from the Oklahoman, to join us too. So we'll be able to go through and make our expert predictions. And then we'll start the Pater show, right after that. So our first week of games, because it'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Are you ready to get things underway?
I'm ready to go. I know we're starting just a little bit early, but I think that's fine. Let me get out of your way, and we'll enter in Cashin real quick. Just 1 second.
Yeah, sounds good. Our first guest today is going to be the Cashin Wildcats. Cashin coming off an 8-3 season. We'll have a scrimmage coming up next week. And so a lot of things to talk to the Cashin Wildcats about now in Class 2A Division 2. So can't keep the stream of people from moving to the northwest side of Oklahoma City. There they are. Head coach Lynn Shackelford, Kellen Smith, Grayson Davis, quarterback, wide receiver. How's it going, fellas?
Good. What's up?
It's good to talk to you guys. So, yeah, you scrimmage next week. And then you guys have a big watermelon feed before the scrimmage. Is that right?
Oh yeah, it's a time-honored tradition in Cashin. We've done it every year that I've been there, and I think even before that. So,
how many watermelons are enough for a watermelon feed?
What's that?
How many watermelons are enough for a watermelon feed?
I think when I called the other day, I think I ordered 275 watermelons. So there'll be rinds all over the place when we're done.
Are those officially Rush Springs watermelons, or are they?
No, we can't quite. Our reach doesn't go quite down to Rush Springs, but they're good. I got one a couple weeks ago. They're
okay. Lynn, first let's start with your combination here, quarterback, wide receiver. These guys have been in the lineup for you for the last couple of years. Tell me a little bit about each of them and what makes them so special.
Well, they both started for us since they were freshmen, which probably wasn't fair to them, but we didn't really have a choice. So they've played a lot of football games. They're both really, really electric when they have the ball in their hands and can do some incredible things with it. Both really good defensive players for us, great leaders. I mean, they check every box that you would want your senior starters to check. So excited about their senior year and getting to watch them play. We talk about it a lot.
Can't keep the stream of people.
How when they were younger, they didn't really look the part, and now they do.
There they are.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see what they can get accomplished this year.
Yeah, that's awesome. You guys are moving into a new class. You've got a game scheduled with Kingfisher, which I don't think has ever happened, at two schools that are really close together that both have a great tradition. So tell me about your scheduling process and what kind of excitement that's going to bring there to a northwest part of the city.
No, I think it'll be really cool. We've been trying to do it. Actually, our week 0 games against Crescent this year because they're not in our district anymore. So we'll do the War on 74 first, and then we'll turn around and go to Kingfisher. And I think it'll be really cool. We've been trying to do it for a long time, and could never really kind of make it work. And we were able to make it work this year. So it ought to be. I wish it was at home because I can't imagine what the gate will be. But I bet they'll pack them in over there. And then our other non-district games against Fairview. So once we start district play, we'll definitely know kind of where we stand. And I think that's the point. That's what you want to do when you schedule non-district games.
Kellen, Grayson, can you guys hear us a little bit? I think we're working on that.
Efforting.
Yeah, can you guys raise your hand if you can hear us? There we go. Oh, I think that may have been an inadvertent hand raising. I'm not sure. I do want to talk about them. Shaq, I mean, you're already up to 45th all time in wins, 205 in 20 years. That's a pretty good clip. Do you ever think about what could be and what that number could get to?
Honestly, no, I don't. And to be honest with you, Mark, I wouldn't have been able to tell you that I was going to be able to win 200 last year until right before the season started and people started to talk about it. It's not something I'm really that focused on. I know it sounds cliche and coach speak, but I'm really just wondering if we can beat Crescent week 0. That's kind of where the focus is. And then, when it's all said and done, if I can look back and see where I am on the list, then whatever. But no, I can assure you this, I'm not getting to number 1.
Well, you got to pick up the pace a little bit possibly to win.
I'm not coaching that long. I can promise you that.
To get to 400. Hey, guys, can you hear us?
I don't know. I think we're having some technical difficulties.
Okay, yeah, that's good. We'll see if we can get to them in a second. Any new uniform looks this year?
No, not this year. We still just have, I think, the 96 different combinations we can wear. So we're just gonna keep with that. The coolest one we have is our Rough Rider uniforms that we wear when we honor Roy Cashin, and it's really cool because we started playing Hennessy a couple of years ago, and that's where he's from. So I'm trying to get like a traveling trophy between the two of us. We can play for the Rough Rider hat or whatever, but. That'd be kind of cool if we could do that.
What, in your mind, what's the difference between Class A and Class 2A Division 2?
We don't have to drive as much is the biggest difference for our district. I think we logged over 1,200 miles last year. So I don't honestly, Mark. I think if you combine 2A2 and A1, you'd have an incredible class. I think it's there's 5 or 6 teams that are at the top of both of those that I think are really, really good, and I think that, a lot of people are kind of chasing them. But I think most of us look pretty much the same. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about playing some people that we haven't played before. And I think our kids are a little bit excited about that. So it'll be fun to experience some of that. Playing Millwood for the first time will be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll co-sign on that. I think the top of the class, there's when you get to the very best of the very best teams, semifinal type teams that one division higher, one division lower, there's not a ton of difference.
No, I mean, if you look last year, I mean, some of the teams that went to the semifinals in 2A got beat by some of the teams that went to the finals or the semifinals in A. And so, I mean, I think it's pretty even, really. So we'll see. We'll go compete. We'll see where we fall.
All right, very good. All right, Shaq, we may let you go and see if we can bring in Kellen and Grayson if that helps us any to be able to hear them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, whatever we got to do.
Some technical difficulties. All right, let's see if this works a little bit. Kellen, Grayson, can you guys hear us? They're doing a pretty good job of sitting there being content if they can't hear us. Pretty good in the green room. So, well, I'll tell you what. We'll hopefully try to catch up with those guys here in just a second. And if we have Cherokee ready, maybe we can come back and talk a little bit to some of the Cashin players, or hopefully we can get that worked out momentarily. But yeah, it's a new division for Cashin in Class 2A. Division 2, Millwood, as he had mentioned, they dropped down from Class A, from Class 2A Division 1 down to 2A Division 2. So there's going to be a lot of changes like that we'll see throughout this year as we get started in 2026 for what should be a really exciting football season. That's going to be a competitive district there in 2A2-1 with Alva, Cashin, CHA, another team that's moving up, Community Christian, Hennessy, Meeker, Millwood, and Newkirk. Pretty good group right there. So, Adam, do we have Cherokee ready? Oh, no, we got the Cashin guys ready. Guys, can you hear us? Still nothing there with them. So bear with us throughout some of those technical difficulties. We are ready to go to Cherokee, where we have Coach Bryce Schombacher, Dawson Schombacher, and Trig Ream. They're coming off a 10-3 season for Cherokee. Guys, what's up? How's it going?
We're doing well. Can you hear us okay?
Yes, we can. Everything is good.
All right, very good.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. How's practice been so far?
It's been good. It's been a little warm, but, we're getting through that as everybody is and moving some things around. But, yeah, it's been good. The guys are working hard, excited. I think, anyway, these guys might have a different opinion, but I think it's going pretty well.
What do you have planned coming up for this week? Usually like a little bit of an inter-squad scrimmage, and then with your first scrimmage coming up week after next.
Yeah, so, this week, tomorrow, we're going to try to go full pads, and we'll get after it a little bit, like you said, with the inter-squad. And then next week we're going to travel over to Pond Creek with Pond Creek and Dewar. And so that'll be a tough one, but we're looking forward to that.
How many kids do you guys have out?
We've got 26 out this year.
That's a huge number, and you guys rise up through the ranks a little bit this year into Class B Division 1. So, tell us about the end of last season. You guys had a tough one against Sealing, but you had a young squad, and so where has that left you motivation for this year?
You guys want to chime in, or?
Well, personally, it just leaves me hungry for more. Coming off on a devastating end in the semifinal round, it just can't help but as soon as you're on that bus on the way home, you're like, can't wait to get back out there and prove something.
Trig, what about you?
Sealing was an experienced team, and they taught us a lot and making us ready for this year.
Yeah. Dawson, tell me a little bit about what you've learned at the position. You've had to battle through a little bit of injuries, and you've started from a very young point in your career. What's different about you now than where you were when you first started taking snaps?
I think what's different really is, going into freshman year, obviously the freshman jitters, just being super nervous for that first snap. But now kind of feeling as the upperclassman, I'm more laid back and less in my head and more just ready to go play football and not overthinking every little thing, and just really just going out there and playing to the best of my ability.
Bryce, what do you see as dad and coach in this situation?
Oh man, I tell you what, it's tough coaching your own kid, but I think he's done a really good job. I think he's matured a lot. Like he said, as a freshman, throwing him in there and talking to some of my other coaching colleagues that had been in that situation, their advice was put him in the fire. If that's where you think you're going to put him there. And so that's what we did. And I think it's been a really good decision for us. And he just continues to get a little bit better every year and more developed in the offense and in his reads and knowing what to do. So I think he's done a great job. And hopefully this year will just be another step in the right direction.
You guys started off last year as one of the Skordle games of the week. That was a 64-60 game against Timberlake. You guys came out on the short end of the stick of that one, but that was an incredible contest.
Yeah, that was a track meet for sure.
No doubt about it. And Bryce, this is your 20th year at Cherokee as the head coach. Is that right?
I think this is number 19, so I'm almost at 20. But yeah, we're right there. Yeah,
I mean, and you guys have a tough schedule. You guys start off the season against Texoma, a team that's coming down from Class A, Division I, and so they're playing 8-man football for the first time in quite a while, I understand. So that'll be another good contest. We should expect maybe another classic game like that.
Yeah, it could be. Texoma is very talented, and we always see them. It's a state track meet every year. We know they've got a ton of athletes, and we'll have a lot of speed, athleticism out there. So it's definitely going to be a tough one right out of the gate.
Can you, and Trig, I want you to weigh in on this too. Just talk about the culture of 8-man football in Northwest Oklahoma. There are definitely good teams all over the state in this class, but there really is more of a higher population of schools that are small rural schools that play 8-man football. So, what's that like when you travel around and you go to track meets and things like that? You get a good look at a lot of those teams that are going to be really competitive with you guys.
Yeah, we see a lot of them at state track, and we have a tough district this year. There's a lot of fast guys, and we see them all at the state track, and there's a lot of talented guys. They're all fast.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we appreciate your time, guys. Thanks for checking in, and good luck to you all this year.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate you.
Cherokee Chiefs 10-3 last year, lost to Sealing in the semifinals, and a team that's got a chance to do some things, I think, this year in Class B. Let's go back to Cashin. Kellen, Grayson, what up? Can you guys hear us? This is going to be, I think, a running joke throughout the show. We need an interpreter, but still having some audio issues with the guys at Cashin. So, all right, here's what we got coming up the rest of the way. We got Salisaw, the Black Diamonds in Class 4A. We've got Stillwater for Class 6A Division 2, Pond Creek Hunter, Class B Division 2, Sulphur from Class 3A, Tonkawa, Class A Division 1, Medford from Class C, the runner-up from a year ago, Washington, the runner-up in Class 2A Division 1, Bixby, the defending state champion for the 8th year in a row last year in Class 6A Division 1, Carl Albert, Mike Dunn, and his crew. They've won 53 games in a row. Will represent Class 5A. And then final guest of the day will be the Tallahena Golden Tigers, are the defending champs, perfect 14-0 last year from Class A Division 2. So if hopefully we can I'd love to talk to the kids from Cashin, and hopefully we can get that worked out before too long, before we have to go. So let's go to Salisaw. Welcome in BT, Brandon Tyler, Case Adams, Dagan Grizzle, offensive lineman. What's up, fellas?
Hey, how you doing, Mark?
I'm doing great. It's good to talk to y'all.
Yes, sir. You too.
How's practice been so far?
Hot.
It's hot everywhere, right?
It is. No, it hasn't been too bad. We unfortunately have been going in the morning just because of the new wet bowl policy and all that. And I know it's affecting a lot of people across the state right now with that. But just got to adapt and move on.
What do you have planned for this weekend?
We'll practice tomorrow. Of course, having that extra week last week, we got, 5 days in last week and then, 5 again this week. So we'll kind of let them have the weekend off before we get into kind of a game week mode next week with it being a scrimmage and all that. So we'll start getting geared up for Shakota next week in our scrimmage, and then Claremore for 0 week.
I think if I ask the kids, I might get a different answer here, so they can weigh in on this. But do you like the extra week of practice? Is it helpful?
I'd say it is.
Okay.
It's nice. I mean, it was a little lighter than usual, but it's weird going a week early when we're used to. So I mean, it was good for us. I think we're ahead more than we were last year.
Yeah. Brandon, what do
I
you
think
think?
it really helped us, Mark, because you and I've talked about it before, with us getting cut kind of short in spring because both of these guys are on the state, semifinals baseball team. Both of them, started there, and it kind of cut our spring a little bit short. So that allowed us to get kind of caught back up a little bit from that, them making the state tournament in baseball.
Well, we got to come out last year to do a game. You guys in Hilldale had a great time. Loved the pageantry and the passion that was on display there at Sallisaw. Can't wait to get to another game. So that district that you guys are in, you've got a lot of traditional rivals. You see a lot of the same teams year in and year out. And I know, Brandon, you've coached most of your career there in Sequoia County. So tell us about some of the rivals and some of the big games you're looking forward to this season in the district.
Obviously Poto, Stillwell, we're pretty close to those two schools. Poto is like 35 miles south of us and Stillwell's 25 miles north of us. So, we kind of sit in between both of those. I think those are two of the bigger rivalry games. Hilldale's kind of turned into one here lately. You guys did that game last year when you guys came down, and then Broken Bow. I think that's turned into a pretty good game for us as well. 4A4 is a very tough district, obviously from top to bottom, and just like last year, Poto finishes 7-3 and stays home and don't make the playoffs. So it's a district that you got to be, on your A game, every night. There's no nights off throughout the year. McLean's very talented. They can upset somebody. They beat Broken Bow 2 years ago and knocked them out of the playoffs. And so again, you got to be ready to go every Friday night that you step on the field.
Dagan, tell me a little bit about what games you look forward to the most.
Definitely Ada and Poto, those two losses. I mean, Ada, we had them down 20-0, and they ended up coming back and beating us. So, and then Poto, we should have beat them. Really should have. I mean, we just did not play that good that night.
Is there a lot of good-natured trash talking between the teams? I mean, you probably run into those Poto kids every once. Maybe not so much the Ada kids, but run into them some places.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of trash talk against Poto.
Hey, Case, what did you learn last year at quarterback? What is different for you going into this season in your final year that you feel confident in?
Yeah, I think I've just grown as a player and just as a quarterback, just having more experience and just everything like that, and just having gotten stronger too over the years. So I think I'll have a good season.
How important is football in Sallisaw?
Is that both of us?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty important. I mean, we have pep rallies every Friday for a home game. I mean, everybody pops out. I mean, everybody shows up in the stands. They always pack it out. So, I mean, I think it's pretty important in the community.
Yeah. BT, you're looking good, man. You need to pass me along some health and fitness tips.
Yes, sir, man. I've been in the weight room. I've been up running 5 miles in the morning. No, that's just a joke. No, I got on a pretty good diet plan and, just trying to get healthier as I get older.
Now, I've got a tough question is, can I eat, if I get on your diet plan, can I eat anything that I'm going to enjoy?
Yes.
That's fantastic. I like it. What are foods that you are now eating that you like that would be good as far as health and fitness are concerned?
I just went to a lot more protein stuff, obviously, like everybody else has, and trying to stay away from the high carb stuff and just trying to eat a lot healthier, a lot of grilled chicken, things of that matter, and trying to stay away from the red meat as much as possible.
Okay. Now for the guys, what do you guys like to eat most?
I like steak, any type of meat, really.
Yeah. I mean, how many hamburgers are you getting if you're going through the drive-through?
Probably at least 3.
Okay. All right. See, I don't know if we should do this to BT.
Right.
Dagan, give me a little preview of offensive and defensive lines this year.
I think our offensive line is actually very good. I was kind of worried about it after last season, but we honestly, a lot of like Grayson Grinstead stepped up this bit, got super good this year. Trevor Crawford's always been good. And then we got Cash Gardner. He's going to be really good. He just has to get a year under his belt, and he'll be really good. And then Webb's gotten way better. He's gotten a lot stronger. And I think our D-line's always really good. I mean, these guys have been playing for the last 4 years together pretty much. We've all played, so I think we'll be really good on the D-line.
Yeah, and 4A is such a unique class. It's really all big communities, some of the larger communities across the state of Oklahoma, and is usually a really competitive class too, where you guys are getting to face teams all over the state. it's kind of spread out. And so always one of my favorite classes to cover. So BT, you're 39th all time. I was talking to Shaq. I think he's tied for 50, man. You're moving up that list.
Yeah, just kind of like him. I got to watch a little bit of his interview a while ago, man. I've been, blessed with great assistants and great players like these guys right here that make my job a lot easier. And, I was kidding around. Matt Weber texted me the other day when that list came out, and I was like, man, all I do is drive the bus, Webb. You know that. But it's been good, been a good career, and I just want to continue to be an impact on these young men's lives each and every day. That's the most important thing, and, everything else will take care of itself.
You guys have any plans for Saturday? Any favorite teams that y'all follow?
I don't have any really. I mean, I'll watch a little bit, but not much.
Case, are you Arkansas or Oklahoma?
I'm an Oklahoma fan.
Oklahoma. Is it BT? Is it an OU community, or is it a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of all three over here. We got a lot of OSU fans, OU, and being that close to Fayetteville, we got a few Arkansas fans on the team too. So it's kind of a pretty good mix between all three.
All right, very good. You guys coming off a 7-4 season and looking for big things this year. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure we'll see you guys during the season.
Yes, sir, Mark. Thank you for having us on. Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Thank you, guys. Silas Saw, Brandon Tyler, Case Adams, and Dagan Grizzle there for the Black Diamonds. Okay, are we going back? Are we going back to Cashin? We're going back to What up, guys? I think you can hear us now, right? I can hear them. Can you hear us?
Can't hear us.
Oh, no. All right. We're getting closer. I think we're getting closer, but still no dice. All right. We'll probably have to try to go back there one more time. So we'll go from Cashin to Stillwater. How about that? Stillwater Pioneers, 9-3 a year ago, back-to-back semifinalists, and we're joined by head coach Chad Kaywood here, and we are also joined by Tank Tapto. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yes, sir.
Tank, thank you very much for your time. So, how's practice been for you guys so far? And tell us what your plans are for this weekend.
Practice been great. Going in, trying to have a fast pace every day. Meet the Pioneers. Yeah, and then we'll have Meet the Pioneers this weekend and get to show our home fans what we could do during the season.
Very good. Chad, I did want to ask the same question that I just asked to Brandon. What has the extra week of practice done for you this year? Is it something that was difficult to kind of adjust to, and do you welcome it?
We do welcome it. We've been following the wet bulb now for about 3 years. Our district kind of made us start following it when they start talking about it. So that wasn't that big of an adjustment. And then the extra practice, the crazy part is usually you got to go 4 days in helmets. With the new regulations, you can go 2 days in helmets and you put helmets and shoulder pads on. Well, that's about all we ever practice in anyways, helmets and shoulder pads. So, I mean, we'll throw a girdle on. So we haven't really had a girdle on yet just because of the heat, because we practice in the evenings. But outside of that, I mean, we got 4 extra practices in on it. It was good for us. Usually we come in that week and it was lifting and conditioning and things like that. And now we got to get on the field and a week earlier do the things we like to do.
Yeah, things have changed, right? In terms of just back from 20 years ago and what full pads really are, or how many times you practice in full pads, and a lot of practicing or tackling is taught in practice to tackle high.
There's a lot to that, and some of the tackling drills you do anymore with the big donuts and things like that, talking about leverage, and so it's not the way it used to be in a sense. And I also think that could be better too. Trying to keep guys healthier, but also these guys are training year round anymore. I mean, we talk about it all the time. You got 6 weeks off, so throughout the year between Christmas and spring breaks and dead weeks and things like that. But it's one of those things to where these guys, it's a little different game now. And, and the pace of it, things like that. So it's good to get out there. We all, we got a great group of kids, and practice is usually a lot of fun.
How big a challenge was scheduling for you, Chad? I mean, it seems like a little bit of a nightmare. I know you've got different teams and you've played. You've got incredibly tough teams, which you guys have never run from a challenge. But what was going through that process now that you're in a very –
No, there's a couple different times. We had 10 ball games, but when you have some teams go independent, some of them needed to. They didn't need to be playing, some of the teams that were playing. So I understand that. But then it became difficult. Like I said, we had 10 games a couple different times, and then somebody would drop you, and then but we end up with 9 games. Our non-district, we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I always say those games are the ones that anybody can win. Those are the fun ones, man. And when you got Fayetteville and you got Bixby and you got Owasso and even Lawton, they got athletes, and now they got a quarterback committed to OU. So, those first 4, we're going to know where we stand when we come out of that, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Tank, what did you learn last year at the position that's going to help you this year?
Really just going faster than normal, looking out, seeing what the defense is in, being on time where the receivers are, and making sure they're in the right spots and doing what they're doing.
Chad, how much different is quarterbacking now than it used to be in high school? I mean, more reading on the field and coordination with the offensive coordinator and coaches. What does that look like in 2026?
Well, we talk about it all the time. Our quarterback's a coach anymore. The things they go through the meetings they sit in, the understanding they have, and we put a lot on it. It's not 20 years ago we called a run play, the receivers were blocking. For us to go block, we have to make a call that tells receivers to do that, or we're tagging something on it, and so we're constantly putting guys in situations. I'm going to unlock the door. Bryson just rolled up, but we're
okay, cool. Bryson Brown's going to join us as well.
We're constantly putting guys in situations that Tank's grew up in the system. He's been running this offense since he's in 5th and 6th grade. Anytime you have that situation, you do have a quarterback on the field. He understands our offense really well, and he can get the guy, distribute the ball. Where's the space? Where's it need to be? Hand it off, throw it out there. Do we need a play action? Do we need, is it time for him to run the ball? All those different things. So, just like, these 2 guys, you hear about the green dot in college. These 2 guys, one quarterback's the offense, one quarterback's the defense. And, we put a lot on these guys.
Your class has been really, really good. I mean, and I know that, again, as you mentioned, and I completely agree with you, there's some schools that need to be playing independent in there. I wish that there may have been a little bit different circumstances in which you would have arranged the class. But if you just go back and look at the semifinals and finals from the last couple of years, I mean, Class 6A Division II has been incredible. We've had some great showdowns in those rounds.
In the last 4 years, what do you got? 4 different champions: Choctaw, Muskogee, Sand Springs, and Stillwater. And that's the groups that have kind of been there. And, all those coaches do a really good job. And, so you got a challenge. And then, once you get into that quarterfinal round, you've had some Putnam cities and Piedmonts that are those teams have come up a lot, And so in that sense, will it say that 6A2 has been a good thing? Yes, because it's allowed some teams to grow and develop. But once you get into the playoffs there and you get deep into it, it's a challenge. And but like I said, that's a challenge we look forward to. Since 18, we've been in the semifinals and had a chance. And, each year that, we don't talk about it, but nobody's going to shy away from it. There's a goal, and that goal is a goal ball, but it doesn't matter. What matters is tonight's practice.
Tank, the internet told me you want to go to OU. Is that a popular decision in Stillwater?
Not in Stillwater, but for me it is, and my family.
Tell me about that.
Since I've been little, I've always grew up in like an OU type of family. I love OU. Always been going to watch OU since I was little. Been in like their spring games with my dad watching them. And it's just always a thing that I grew up watching.
Okay, we got room for you down here in Norman. What you said chicken Alfredo is your favorite meal. Where's the best?
I like Olive Garden chicken Alfredo the best, to be honest. It's really, really, really good to me.
Tons of breadsticks. Bryson, what's going on, man? How are you doing?
What's up? I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Good to see you. You guys, I don't know if this is fair, but to me, you've got a really good young core of players that are a little bit older and wiser. Do you think that gives you a little bit of an edge going into this season, is that you've had some guys that have gone through some of these really tough battles?
Yes, sir. It definitely does. I mean, we've always been like good for our age. So to play against the older guys that have been older against us, and then just getting to play against older competition, now us playing against our grade and us being the top dogs and us playing against younger guys, I think it does give us a little bit of an advantage, because all of us have played through the tough games against Choctaw, against Muskogee. We've been to the state championship. I mean, we've seen what it takes. So we just gotta do it, man.
Any of those games that you are particularly looking forward to more than the other?
I really like week 2. I mean, just to see where we're at. They've always been, I mean, they haven't lost in a long time. So I just want to see where we're at and go compete against them and show them that show them who we are, because everybody thinks that we're just going to go out like some losers. But I think I just want to prove to them that we can play with them.
Yeah, I've seen some epic Bixby Stillwater battles in the past before. So that's definitely a good test for you. Tell me about committing to Baylor.
It's great. I love the coaches down there. It just feels like family. I mean, every coach here is really tight. They're close. They're close with the players. I mean, we walk around, we see them every day. They speak to us every day. It's like almost like it's like a coach, but they're really a friend too. I mean, they're really close with you. They always keep you up. So when I went to Baylor, I just seen like the similar things. They're all really close. The coaches are great there. So it just felt like family and home. Talked to my mom a whole bunch about it. She really thought it was the best place for me to go academically and everything. So I just decided to go there.
Not that far of a trip away. I mean, so yeah, you can be down there in Waco in a moment's notice. So does it feel good to kind of have that out of the way before the season starts?
Yes, sir. I've talked to a lot of the coaches down there, and everybody, Coach Aranda, I mean, they've all told me that I'm set in stone there. So just to go have fun with my guys my last season, go focus on my team. I don't have to worry about nothing. So that really takes a lot of pressure off of that. So I can just go out there and try to focus on my team and go win.
Hey, and you guys are kicking it off for us for a game of the week against Fayetteville. So that's really cool. I mean, you kind of have a little Oklahoma State, Arkansas element to that. And the Purple Dogs, as they call them, are one of the top programs on that over there in Northwest Arkansas. So, Chad, you're ambitious, man. I love it. But we know you're not scared of anybody.
Well, when you got guys like this that you go to battle with, it makes it a little bit of fun. So, no, Fayetteville's good. They're coming over here, and and they're always good. They got a lot of really good skill kids. We're excited for that challenge. We played Greenwood there for a couple of years, and so we'll suit it up, see what happens.
All right. Well, best of luck on Meet the Pioneers night tomorrow. I hope it's under 100 degrees for everybody, so it'll be a little more fun. But thank you guys for your time, and we're really looking forward to following you guys this year.
No problem.
Hey, Mark, thanks for having us.
You bet. Stillwater Pioneers, that really is a great class 6A Division II. You've got a Choctaw team that has had quite a few new faces on the squad that's moved in, that's been very good the past couple of seasons. Sand Springs is a defending champion. I think it's going to be a team that is outstanding. Putnam City kind of crept into the mix there last year. Muskogee, I think, feels like they're going to be bouncing back and having a good year. Stillwater, Piedmont, that's a good class, Adam, really good.
Yeah, for sure. It's always been nice. Stillwater's been so gracious at inviting us to come to a game, and obviously we also host one of our 7-on-7 events with Coach K. Wood, and they're just a class act, like a lot of coaching staffs from across the state. So we're looking forward to going over there. Also, they got a really sweet press box, so it's nice. Even if it happens to be 100, they'll have AC and everything like that. So was going to give you an update, Mark. It looks like the Cashin crew is going to try another device, so they may be back, but
okay,
that's why I wanted to hop in here and let you know. But I know Pond Creek's in queue. Pond Creek looks like they're in a courtroom. Something's going on over there. So, but I'm gonna hop out and let them in. Okay,
we're used to some things like this happening. I mean, this is the way that it works. I mean, it's a live broadcast, so feel bad for those guys that they've had to sit there for the last 30 minutes. But yeah, okay, where are you guys?
We're not in the Grant County courtroom. We're in our school board room.
Now, Pond Creek is not the county seat of Grant County. That is Medford, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, but that is very official. You guys are staged very well, especially Tanner there between the Oklahoma flag and the American flag, and then the Pond Creek Hunter. That looks like something that maybe somebody from Doug Nelson or Van Shay's class drew.
Oh, I'm sure their statues are up around here somewhere. So
yeah. Doug is just a little taller than Van Shay's. Noah Crouch, Cole Chavez, Carlos Robinson, and Cord Southwick are the players that are with you, and head coach Tanner Bowman. How many guys are out this year for football at Pond Creek Hunter?
We've got 25 out.
That's pretty good numbers. You guys can do a little scrimmaging between all you guys. Tell us about this group that you got with us today.
Well, we've got a good group coming back from last year off a semifinal appearance, and we've played a lot of freshmen, sophomores the last couple of years, and so it's kind of cool to see a lot more pickup trucks sitting in the parking lot at the field house when we get ready to practice. Last few years we haven't had that, and so we're starting to become a little bit older and a little bit more experienced, and so they've always been fun to coach. They play extremely hard, but now we're getting some experience with it, and so it's made my job a lot easier. These guys know what to expect coming out, and so we've we've had some good practices, and we're really looking forward to the season.
All right, you've given me a new way to potentially rank teams. I always say that we could do classifications by the number of tubas in a band, but you can definitely probably tell how good a team is going to be by how many cars there are there for practice. If you're getting dropped off at practice, it might be kind of a year to build. So, you guys, it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, you've had some long road trips in the past, but you guys are in a new classification this year in a new district. So you're making some trips across the state, one to Cave Springs, which you probably cannot rely on a Google map to tell you how to get there. Your bus driver is going to have to know before he goes. Also to Copan. So you're going to get to see a little bit more of the eastern side of the state this year than you have before. So I want each of the players to kind of tell me a little bit, what is their plan for the long bus ride? Is it movies? Is it music? Is it card games? What is it going to be?
Film.
Well, now that's a great answer that I had not considered. So just a little bit more film to watch?
Yes, sir.
Anybody else?
And snacks.
Yeah, snacks and film for sure.
Film, a little bit of music, and snacks.
Yeah, you can probably mix in some different things. You can do a little bit of both. That's probably about 4.5 hours, at least in my book.
Maybe like 2 screens.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Maybe like 2 screens.
Yeah. Where's the best place to stop for snacks?
Well, if we're going that way,
PTSA.
Yeah, we get packed snacks.
Yeah, our football boosters are pretty good about they'll pack bags for us, and so we've been going to Panhandle the last couple of years, so we'd stop in Woodward, but now we'll probably stop there on the Turnpike now when we're headed east, right there, almost to Tulsa. That's there on 412.
Oh, I would have loaded up on all the stuff that is not good for you. I mean, it would have been like sour. Adam and I, we have the gummy nerds by our side for every broadcast in the booth. Yeah, those are top notch. So, yeah, there's a lot expected of you guys. I think that I know a publication coming out that's going to have you all number 1 preseason in Class B Division II. And so, do you guys feel that this is a year that you guys can win the state championship?
You guys want to talk? I've talked a lot.
I think so. I think we need to still prepare for every game, and we can't take any days off. But yeah, we have high expectations.
Who's the biggest rival on your schedule? I know the Medford guys are coming up. It's been a while since both of those teams, and I grew up in K County, so I know a little bit about Grant County. Since you guys have both been really, really good, is that the big game you're looking forward to on the non-conference part of the schedule? But you got plenty of rivals to choose from around y'all.
I think Medford's a game that everybody in Grant County looks forward to. Coach Lamley's really done a good job up there, really reviving the program. And so hats off to him. He has those guys playing hard. They're super athletic. And, this rivalry, whenever I was a little kid, I grew up in Medford. I moved to Cherokee when I was a freshman. So I got to watch some really good battles whenever I was younger. But the rivalry's back to being, you got teams that are competing year in and year out. And so I think it's definitely makes it a lot more fun. And, these guys get to play in the game, so they can probably speak a little bit more to it. But, I know that those guys up there look forward to it. We look forward to it. And so, that is probably the biggest rival we have on our schedule this year.
Well done. You complimented the rival there. That was excellent work. No bulletin board material whatsoever. That's fantastic. I've never eaten at Greasy Steve's. What would you guys recommend me to have there?
Catfish tacos.
Okay, catfish tacos. What else?
Chicken fried steak.
I got to go with the chicken fried steak.
Our house sub too.
Okay. Now I've had. There's plenty of great places to eat up there, but I've got to get to Greasy Steve's for the chicken fried steak. Mm-hmm. So if you guys win the state championship, I'll come up for that, and we can do chicken fried steak. Tanner, give me your best baseball take.
My best baseball take?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a Mets fan.
Oh, no.
I'm a little disappointed right now in the Mets and, the amount of money we spend every year and we can't seem to put it together. So that's pretty disappointing. But, that's kind of what I got right now. It's been a bad season being a Mets fan.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a curse. I don't know if I might not suggest a new team. Like the Cardinals are expecting a rebuilding season this year. So it's been tolerable. Now that they're a game over 500, it feels like this is just like a greasy Steve's gravy on top of the chicken fried steak. But man, for the Mets, I feel for you.
Coach Fair's he's been trying to convert me to a Royals fan. We've taken a couple trips up to the K the last couple of years and really enjoyed going up to Kansas City and going to the games there. But they haven't been much more exciting either.
Who's got the best hot dogs?
The Comets do.
Comets, I would say. Comets have great hot dogs. So, well, hey, we appreciate you guys. I'm glad you're not in legal trouble.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you all for joining. Wish you the best of luck this year.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
You bet. Pond Creek Hunter, the Panthers. Last season, they were 8-4, got beat by Laverne. This year, they open up the season on Thursday at Coyle, then have Covington Douglas before Yale at home, then at Medford on the 18th. So that'll be a big game up there in Grant County when they take on the Cardinals. All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Outstanding. This feels like we've accomplished something today. Kellen Smith, Grayson Davis. What's going on, guys?
Not much.
I asked Shaq this. You guys are moving up in 2A2. You guys are playing Kingfisher, all these kind of things. Tell me a little bit about some new adventures for Cashin.
I think it's going to be, tougher, obviously, because they're bigger classes. But I think we'll be fine doing what we do.
Yeah.
Grayson, what about you?
I think same thing, basically. There's going to be some hard games, but I think we can beat anyone.
I would say that's probably true. What's Grayson's best attribute as a wide receiver, Kellen?
Just the way he runs his routes. They're really good, and he can catch the ball pretty well. And, he's hard to tackle in open field.
Grayson, what about Kellen? What makes him good as a quarterback?
He can throw it really far. That helps. And then he's good at escaping the pocket. Pretty accurate, too.
Coach Shaq mentioned, I know both you guys, ring up a bunch of stats on offense, but you're both going to play defense too. What are the challenges that provides on Friday night of not only quarterbacking or playing wide receiver, but yet making sure that you are providing a lot of effort on the other side of the football?
I think it just comes to practicing really hard and just doing a lot of effort during practice, so then we're well conditioned enough to play both ways on Friday.
Kellen, what about you?
Yeah, I would just say stay in condition, practice hard, what Grayson said. Just stay conditioned.
Do you prefer one side of the football or the other?
I like throwing the ball. It's a lot of fun, but tackling people is fun too.
Grayson?
I like hitting people, so I'll say defense.
Okay, all right, that surprised me a little bit, but the quarterback's got to like offense, I think. Maybe a little bit more. So what are your favorite uniform combinations?
Probably the all black and then the maroon helmet.
Okay. Grayson?
I liked our new gold uniforms last year. All gold and then maroon helmet.
I kind of like the gold helmet with the maroon paw on it.
Yeah.
And you can kind of do whatever else you want. I would probably go maroon top and then gold pants. That would be my choice.
Yeah,
for you guys. So, what do you guys have the inter squad scrimmage this weekend? Then you guys got Morrison, and then you get after it in the regular season portion of the schedule against Crescent, which I know is a big rival. What's it been like? You got an extra week of practice this year. How are you holding up?
I think we're doing pretty good. We got a long ways to go, but I think we'll be pretty well.
How many guys do you have out for practice? You got a big number?
I think we got like 40 some this year.
Yeah, we got a lot this year.
That's why you guys keep moving up, man. The next thing you know, you'll be playing Deer Creek.
Yeah. Yep.
No, you'll probably be out of there before that happens. So, hey, I appreciate your patience. Sorry it took so long to be able to get you guys on, but we appreciate it. We'll look forward to talking to you this season. No more games with the lights going out, okay? That was too late for me.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all.
Yep,
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah, that was the longest game of the week in Skordle history. Lights go out in Cashin, and we have to go to finish the game at Crescent, which was not on the way back south where I live. We're going to Sulphur right now. Corey Cole, JoJo Gray, Cash Pickett. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
Not much. Thanks for having us, Mark.
You bet, man. It's good to see you. Last time I saw you, we were in Omaha.
Oklahoma. Yes, sir.
How about that? That was a cool run, man.
Great. It was the greatest trip of my life. I tell people all the time it was the funnest thing that I've got to do as far as going somewhere and doing something. It was great.
Either of you guys big baseball fans?
Not really.
Not
no.
really.
Hey, well, I'm telling you, you missed out on a good trip. If you like college sports, you got to go to the College World Series because you got all the different teams represented there. And Omaha is a great place to host it. So it was a short trip to go up and back, but I was really glad I did. I thought that was outstanding.
Likewise. One time, say I did it. I was there. That was great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 13-1, you guys. I mean, we're so close the last 2 years to winning the state championship. Is that a good thing? Is the motivation still there? I know it hurts. So do you think about it now, or is this just 2026 is a little bit different than 2024 and 2025?
I think what happened in the last 2 years, honestly, is going to help us in the long run. I think this team, what makes it different from the last 2 years is we won it more because of what's happened of the last 2 years and what happened in the state game. So I think being relentless, and I think that just drives us to be better. I think that drives us to have the best drive out of the last 3 years.
I agree with Cash. I think those 2 losses were very humbling, and I think we're just going to grow on that, and we're getting better every day, and we're ready for it this year. This year, we're definitely ready.
Corey, I like those answers. Do you like those answers?
Yeah, they're mature kids. They've been in a lot of battles. These 2 guys have been in a lot of wars, and they know what it takes. They know we're a long ways away from December and we've got a long ways to go, but they know that there's a process that you got to trust, and there's a hard work that's got to be put in. They understand what we do day in and day out. And I mean, these 2 guys are tremendous leaders and a great representation of our program.
It's a very interesting. I mean, Class 3 is another. I talked about Class 4A earlier. Very similar. You've got a lot of communities that football is really, really big in, and you've got a little bit of transition because the team that you guys have faced in the finals isn't a part of it anymore. But you do have a state champion that's moving up from 2A Division 1 into it. I got you guys as the team to beat. I mean, I think that to me, this is your season. I know you're going to have a lot of challengers around. You've got some. Maddox Mobley is not going to be on the team anymore, and I know he's played a big role in this after he's graduated. So, JoJo, I would assume you're going to fill a little bit of that role. You've been out there as a teammate with him some. Tell me about what is expected of you this year on offense.
Yes, sir. I'm in a role where I have to step up more and be a better leader. And Maddox taught me a lot. He taught me about ball handling and trusting my teammates and trusting the linemen. We have great linemen, which are coming back. They're veterans this year, so I think it's going to help us even more. But altogether, yeah, I think I'm going to step into a bigger role, and I'm going to have more carries and just try to be a better player than I've ever been.
Mark, he's more comfortable carrying the football than he is answering your question. So put it that way. So
he's pretty good.
He's very comfortable in that role.
Yeah, he's good to answer a question too. Cash, when I think of Sulphur, I think of tough defense. I think of physical teams. Is this going to be the same this year?
Physical wise?
Yeah,
definitely. We lost a lot of guys on defense. We lost a lot of our front men. We kept a lot of our back. We kept our backers. But I think, again, like what I just said earlier about those last 2 losses at the state game, fueling our defense, I think the physicality is going to increase. I think it's increased over the years. I think this is going to be its peak, its pinnacle because of what's happened. And I think, we just got to stay grinding, got to stay physical.
Corey, what's different about this year's team? What are the challenges that you face that you see going into the season that this is what we'll be able to do, and this is what we might need to take a couple of steps to improve where we need to be?
They come to work every day. They get along. It's a great group of kids. We've lost some tremendous leaders, and people ask me, hey, the Mobley, this guy, you lost those, but we just have been. Those guys have laid the path, and these guys are doing what those guys did before them. You know what I'm saying? They're bouncing off what they did, and they're expanding those roles. And our numbers are incredible. We got 64 kids out now. Our numbers have grown over the last couple of years. I just think that we're a player-driven program, and guys like these 2 and all our other seniors have taken that role very seriously. And I just feel like we practice well. We get after it. It's intense. It's physical. They understand what what it's like and what it means to be a Sulphur Bulldog and what they've got to do. And they take that daily and they run with it.
You guys did get Washington last year after that game the year before, so you ended their streak. But one of these things I love, Corey, you guys are going to go play Gunter, Texas, which is an incredible program down there. And you're going to play Washington again. You're going to play Davis like you do every year, which is a great game, and they've got a good squad. So tell me about how that Gunter game came together.
Well, honestly, and there's a lot of schools like this in Oklahoma, it's hard to get – when you've been really successful, sometimes it's hard to find those games. And we're already had the 2 marquee games with Washington and Davis. They're going to – that's something that's going to happen every year with those guys. Davis forever, and then Washington's happened the last, 6-8 years probably. And those are great games. And at Sulphur, I learned this a long time ago from Coach Dixon. We want to be punched in the mouth early on. And there's nothing out there that says you got to be 3-0 to be a state champion in the end. And we want to be battle tested. We want to be pushed. We want our kids to be in situations that are going to, adverse situations where they've got to learn to come through those. So we want to play the very best. So the Gunter deal, we just couldn't find anybody. Well, they've won 5 out of the last 7 state championships in their division down there. They couldn't find anybody. And kind of had a couple of people, Sean Cooper down at C4 and some of those guys, they're like, hey, Gunter, Texas looking. I'm like, yeah, that might be a little bit out of our league. And then it just like, you know what? We talk about we want to play the best. We want to play tough people that play physical football, and that's how it all came about. And so we're looking forward to it. I would say our non-district schedule is as good as anybody's out there. I mean, I would think Washington's 1 or 2, Davis is 1 or 2, and Gunter's going to be number 1 in their class down there. So it's going to get us ready, and our guys know that they're going to play in those big games. If we want to win a district championship and make a run and have an opportunity, we got to play in games like that. And we look forward to it. Like it's a challenge, but they're going to be physical football games and playing marquee opponent. Like you're a high school kid. Why would you not want to play in unbelievable atmospheres? They deserve that. They deserve that. And that's what we want Sulphur to be about.
Yeah, I'm fired up for it. And I think you guys are going to represent it very, very well. Tell me what it's like Davis week. What's the community? What is it like before you get ready to play that game?
It's insane. Two towns close by each other. It's a rivalry. Once a game happens, it's ghost town. Both towns are ghost town. Everybody's there. It's packed around. It's just an exciting feeling. I love playing in it. I love being around it. And for my senior season, I'm hyped that it's at home.
Yeah, outstanding. Cash, what do you think?
Yeah, just like he was saying, Sulphur games are usually packed, but the Davis Sulphur game, it gets crazy. It's loud. Band's crazy. People are crazy. I love that kind of atmosphere. I love the crowd. I love the people. It's on the field. It gets really competitive, really physical. It's really just a gut check. You know what I mean? It's really just who's the toughest. And I'll always like that kind of stuff, to battle, but I like it.
All right, save us a spot. Adam says that we're coming down for a game this year, so we'll make sure the Bulldogs make the game of the week slate.
Awesome. We always have a spot for you guys. I can promise you that.
Okay, I appreciate it. Good to talk to y'all. Best of luck.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you guys.
Sulphur Bulldogs 13-1. Yeah, that schedule is something else that they're gonna face, and then the Class 3A schedule is also pretty difficult. So watch out for the Bulldogs. They've lost a lot the last couple of years, but don't think that they've gone away. So, all right, I believe next up, going to K County, my old stomping grounds, to visit with the Tonkawa Buccaneers, Case Top Fest, Loudon Alexander and Trenton Harmon. How's the stadium going?
Good. We just got out on it 2 days ago for the first time, so we're about to wrap it up.
Okay, so what are the renovations that you guys are doing? I mean, are you guys putting that many people in there that you need more seats?
I don't know about that. Last year we had a few where it was some standing room only, but
yeah,
the seats actually weren't the bleachers. The only thing we didn't touch. It seems like we got a brand new track, turf field, new lights, and then we got a big jumbotron in the south end now too.
Oh, sweet! I love the jumbotron. So, well, that's outstanding. All right, I want to ask? Let's start with Case. Can you spell Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Okay, fire away.
Buccaneers.
I cannot get it right at almost 56 years old. That's a tough one for me to spell. I usually put an extra N or leave an E out or something like that. So you passed the test. That's congratulations on that. Your Instagram says you are a professional headhunter. Tell me about how you got that title.
I'd say Simeon. I look up to him a lot, and before every game, he just tells me to go hit somebody as hard as I can. And that's just what I do.
That was somewhat intimidating when I saw that. If I was playing in Blackwell and I'd have seen that, I would have been a little nervous. So, Loudon, tell me a little bit about what your role is going to be this year on the team.
I think I'm going to play a bigger role on offense than I did last year. I think I'm going to get the ball a lot more and just help our team as much as I can.
Yeah, Trent, you guys made it to the championship game last year against a really, really tough team from Rejoice. How do you regroup from that group? I know you've got some players to replace. Class A is always really, really tough, and it's another one to me of the most balanced groups and very difficult to kind of sort out the top 5 or 6 teams, because you guys, when you played last year, those games are all pretty close. So what will be different this year about the Buccaneers?
Oh, I don't really know if we approached it any different. I mean, obviously these kids are really motivated with the end result last year with us bringing back a good nucleus of guys. But it's like you said, Class A right now, pound for pound, A1, I think is one of the toughest classes in the state. And it's really hard to pin, who's going to do what and who's going to be where at the end of the year. But I think we just stated our process and just stay motivated and keep working all season and see where we end up.
Was it tough for you guys to find games too? You guys are taking some long road trips this year.
Extremely. Our non-district, we got lucky with Pawnee right down the road, and that's not really a game either one of us I don't think wanted. But now that we're here, we're looking forward to it. But week 2, Kansas is coming over, so on the next season we'll drive to Kansas, Oklahoma, and then Empire is week 3, and we're driving down to Empire. So yeah, we're all over the map this year, especially on our non-district too.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit, Trenton, you've been there for a while now at Tonkawa. What personifies the tradition of this program, who's been on a run since the 1990s of just outstanding football year in and year out with hardly any deviation from success?
This is just a football town. July 14th, I'll never forget this. I was driving home at 5 in the evening. It's 100 degrees, and there were little third graders jogging to practice in full pads. There's just stuff that happens in this town that doesn't happen in very many places. It's in the water, seriously. The kids are born here and they're raised in it, and it's something that this town really takes pride in.
Yeah, the passion, I've seen it firsthand. It's phenomenal. Case, what are some of your goals this year, and what will your role be on offense?
Offense, I'm going to run the ball a lot more next year, and my goal is really want to win state this year, win the district. Runner-up last year wasn't a very good feeling, so really looking forward to getting back there and hopefully win it this year.
Trent, is that by design that you give a lot of different players chances to do different things?
Absolutely. Again, with Tonkawa being one of the football towns that you just brought up, we're very blessed. A lot of kids that play football here for a Class A school. I think right now we're at 62 kids on the roster. The benefit of that is we allow a lot of kids to try different jobs and give everybody a role, and I think it really benefits us with our depth.
Tell me a little bit about your coaching staff. You've got you've got some studs on there and a bunch of head coaching wins with you as assistants.
Yeah, when I took over our administration, I got to give big props. They kind of gave me free reins to load it up as much as I wanted to, and then we had really good lucky hires, but Josh Bean coaches our offensive line, special teams, one of the biggest names in Oklahoma, in my opinion. Does a great job with our linemen, has more head coach wins than I'll probably ever sniff. Coach was at Chisholm for years. He's our offensive coordinator now, does a great job with our kids, fitting their athleticism and what fits this town, our style of play. And then we've got a crew of young guys. I'll name them all off, but there's 7 other young guys that are under 30 years old that just get out there and coach as hard as I can ask them to every day. So it's the best staff I'll probably have. It's the funnest staff I'll have. I think we have more fun than the kids half the time in the office messing around, but we're really, really blessed with the coaching staff here.
What do you guys have coming up this weekend? And then what's your scrimmage going to look like?
Tomorrow we got a pretty big practice. We're going to scrimmage quite a bit in the morning with our team and kind of split it up as much as we can. And then next week, trying to dodge the heat as much as we can with the old wet bulb stuff going on. But practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we're actually having Perry Maroons up here Thursday for our first home scrimmage. And then Friday, we'll see how that much goes, depending on that.
If I'm coming up there to go out to eat with you guys, where y'all taking me? What's your favorite places to go eat?
Rodgers, we just got a new Mexican restaurant in town.
I saw
Los Potros in Blackwell. Yeah, we got the second one here now, so we're big time.
Are they? Yes, you don't have to go to Blackwell anymore. Were they nice to you in Blackwell when you guys went down there?
It's a block from my house, so it's probably not healthy for me. I've been pretty frequent there this summer.
Hey, people love Los Potros. They do.
Yeah.
So, a lot of good places up there to eat. Well, hey, good luck to you guys this year. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you guys can deal with the heat a little bit and have a great year. We're looking forward to
Thanks,
it.
Mark. Appreciate you. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Tonkawa Buccaneers 12-2 last year. Their season ended in the Class A state championship game against Rejoice Christian, who has moved on up to a different classification. They're going to be in Class 2A Division I. So they had moved up a couple of levels there. And I would say between those two guys, I'm going to say minimum of 250 tackles for Top Fest and Alexander this year. All right, a little north and a little west. We're going to Medford. Lake Lamley, Cash Kelly, Lake and Lamley. Join us. What's up, guys?
Hey, thanks for having us.
You bet, man. It's good to talk to y'all. How are things in Medford today?
Pretty warm.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Tell us about your practice schedule. What do you have an inter-squad scrimmage coming up, or then what are you going to do week one of scrimmages?
Week one, we'll go to Garber. That's a pretty big scrimmage. There's probably 4 or 5 schools going to be there. And then we're pretty fortunate. We've got, I think, right at 34 kids out. So that's an enormous amount for Class C football. But we have pretty good inter-squad scrimmages throughout the weeks. Just kind of like Coach Harmon said, trying to dodge the wet ball thing. That's kind of been a different wrinkle this year.
Were you guys? I don't want this to sound disrespectful, but were you guys a little early on the scene last year? I mean, was state championship game your expectations? I know you got a really young crew with these guys that played well for you last year and coming back, but was that a good result last year to make the state championship game, even though it didn't go your way?
Yeah, I was really pleased with it. I mean, kind of our goal always is, and I tell these guys is, you want to compete really well in your non-district, get better every year. We got to get over that Palm Creek hump, but we've got a really loaded up schedule in the non-district, and then win district. Again, if we can win it this year, it'd be the 3rd year in a row, and then get to the semifinals. Because I feel like I've always said that even when we were at Shattuck, if you get to the semifinals, man, you're one complete game away from really, really getting to the big game.
Cash, tell me about this offense. You guys are putting up big numbers last year. How much better can it be this season?
Yes, sir. We got everybody inside the box stays. All our offensive line returns. We got me in the backfield, and then Trent Lohman, senior running back. You lose Kingston, you lose Ethan, but I feel like we got guys that have busted their tail this summer and can replace them and have no drop off. I mean, you got to trust those guys. You got to trust some of them younger guys that are stepping up, and obviously you got to trust your linemen and trust your running backs.
Gained Bodie too.
And we gained Bodie Thomas from Timberlake. He'll be a junior for us.
Lake, and tell me about the offense and what it's like to have a quarterback like Cash.
Just really helps just have a really explosive offense because he can throw the ball 6 yards downfield wherever he wants it, and the pocket collapses. He can really just use his legs. He'll pick up first downs. It just helps keep us where you can't just set on a run game, can't just set on our pass game. You got to really scheme your defense to stop us.
And in his opinion, the head coach doesn't throw the ball enough.
Hey, all quarterbacks and wide receivers feel that way, right? I mean, you never met one that wouldn't exactly say the same thing. So I can understand that for sure. You mentioned the Pond Creek game. I think that's a fascinating game. You guys won it in 2020, but other than that, you hadn't won it since 2004. I love the fact that both teams have a bunch of numbers and that you guys are 10 miles apart, something like that. So you see them all the time whenever you're out and running around. What is that game? If we're talking about best rivalries in Oklahoma, sell me on why that one should be mentioned.
It's got to be up there with them. It's we've added probably the last 7-8 years they've added the traveling trophy. It's only traveled here once, but I mean it's a huge deal. I'm from Medford. I graduated from here. I still remember my senior year. We show up Friday morning in our parking lot, and our really good running back is number 21, and there's a big 21 painted with an X through it in the parking lot. So I mean it's big time, man. I mean it's bragging rights. Both towns want it really bad. It's just, I mean, it ranks right up there in my opinion with when my time out there at Shattuck, whenever our Shattuck-Laverne games. I mean, it ranks right up there with those.
Well, that's high praise, definitely for a rivalry. So, and you guys are going to be challenged a little bit before then. The opener against Wacomas, a team that had a lot of success a year ago, and they weren't on your schedule last year. So, I know the schedule. Blake, you're doing that for a reason, is to challenge these guys for the games that are going to come invariably down the road.
Yeah, and that's what we've always said. We've always tried to schedule good guys, and Wacomas is going to kind of, I think, spread it out a little bit more this year and throw it around. That'll be really good for our secondary to get great looks at that. And then Kremlin is going to be a lot better than they were the last few years. And then, of course, the big one with Pond Creek. So just got to get us kind of ready to go. Our district changed a little bit this year, adding Covington into it. Brian does a great job over there, has for years. That'll be a good pickup in that. And then Crossings Prep, I think. I can't remember exactly. But,
yeah, crossover.
Yeah, that's that'll be another good one out there. So we're just excited about getting ready to go and get after it.
Yeah, I asked the guys from Pond Creek about being on the bus. I mean, do you guys get to travel a little bit? And maybe your schedule isn't quite as far-reaching as theirs, but what do you for the players? What do you guys do on that bus time when you getting ready for a game? You got 3.5 hours to burn.
Mainly for me, I just kind of sit back, relax, and get locked in mentally. Usually, listen to a little bit of music, maybe watch a movie, take a nap, and then get about an hour in, you start changing your music a little bit. You start sitting up, you get to moving a little bit, and just get mentally prepared.
Man, what music gets you the most hyped?
What's that?
What music gets you the most hyped?
Oh, I don't know. I like Ozzy Osbourne. I like some Alice in Chains. I don't really listen to like rap, so more like 90s rock and roll or something like that. That's my pick.
You got an old soul. That's what you're telling me, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I like that. Lakin, what about you?
Just kind of trying to calm down, chill, take a little nap on the way over there. And then after that, watch a little film, and then just get my head right, get locked in for the game.
Yeah, you're going a long way when you say, yeah, watch a movie and then listen to some music. And then when we get about an hour out, but you guys are used to that. I mean, Blake, tell me about 8-man football in Northwest Oklahoma. How special is that to people that don't know about the culture and how important it is?
Well, it's kind of like the coach from Sulphur said. I mean, on a Friday night, it doesn't matter if it's an away game or a home game. I mean, it's everybody in Medford. It's a ghost town. They're either at the stadium or they're following us somewhere. I mean, I've been at some really great places. I was at Buffalo for a long time, and then I was at Shattuck for 6 years. I mean, and then here. I mean, it's Northwest Oklahoma football is tough. I mean, it really is. And in the spot we're in, sometimes we're in the Western District, sometimes we're in the Eastern District. So it's just a lot of good football around here.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be, I think, a really good year. I mean, sometimes you're going to have some games with schools that are down a little bit, but I think that Class C looks like it's bulking up and is going to be pretty good. So we appreciate your time. Good luck to you guys, and we will definitely check in with you as the year goes along.
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Medford Cardinals, again, 11-3 last year, state runner-up in Class C to the Ryan Cowboys. Hello, Adam.
What's up, Mark?
How's it going?
It's going good. I think we're running just a little bit ahead of schedule. I know Washington's up next, I believe. I don't see them in queue, so I just text Coach Beller. But so far, so good.
Yeah, it really is interesting to get the perspective of a lot of different schools. So I just got intimidated by Case Talfest. The fact that he's listed himself as a headhunter and the fact that his voice is deep enough to star in horror films.
Yeah, I mean, here's the other thing too. I get these kids are playing in the games, but we do a lot of the student-led broadcasting. We got some kids that really are very well-spoken. Answer the questions really good. Very thoughtful about their answers. I think some of these guys might have a future, doing some sports analysis or some broadcasting. So I could the Cash kid there, he was really, really, really well-spoken.
Oh, what's your dog doing?
She's losing her mind, just absolutely losing her mind. So I think my dog may be taking over the most disruptive animal on the show from your cat. So she's right here. She's hanging out.
We
might have to have her. Like Kirk Herbstreit takes his golden retriever to the. I might have to bring Sayla to our game of the weeks.
There's some press boxes that she could fit in. There's probably others that she wouldn't fit in. My cat has been very well behaved. It has left the table here and gone off to parts unknown in the house to take some kind of nap to get ready for what's the biggest time of her day, sometime around 10 o'clock, where she goes outside to do who knows what. So,
do you ever have issues with her just going out and not coming back?
Not for over a couple of days. I don't think that she's found an independent food source that beats what we have on the menu here.
Cats will do that. They're pretty independent. It's not uncommon. You let them out and they'll just be gone. But the thing about a cat is they all will always find their way back.
I think this cat is about 6 years old, and it's like a good football team that's gotten better over time, because the cat will jump into the bedroom window outside and meow to be let back inside rather than just. And then the cat will also hide under the grill cover. I don't know what puts if she's not let in at times. So sometimes I think I've got a smart cat. Other times I don't know. So I don't know what the ceiling is on intelligence for cats.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, mention to the fans that are still out there watching right now, we're waiting on Washington to hop on, when your magazine will be out, where they'll be able to get that. Because I know I've had others ask me about it, and obviously it's something you guys do such a great job on that. And I know it's a lot of schools anticipate that coming out. So maybe if you'll give us a heads up on that.
Sure. There's been some challenges with the printing process this year. And so it's very late in the game. But magazines are I'm going to pick up some tomorrow in Tulsa. I always tell somebody, hey, if for the most part, I'll carry a few with me. If you come to see me at a radio remote, then I'll gladly gift you one. And so I would expect that Williams Grocery, Barnes & Noble, Snack Shack in the Davis-Sulphur area, Fire Lake Grocery in the Shawnee area are places where you can find those. These days, a lot of the magazine orders are online, and I know that those have been mailed maybe today. So I know there is frustration. I just replied to somebody on Twitter that was upset about not having a magazine. So they're coming. They ought to be out pretty soon, and so hopefully we can make some changes on that next year. So covering the transfer portal is something new in the magazine that has been difficult. So yeah. I will say this is that I gave Chris Wilfong, I was at thegame.com, incredible website, the entire collection of magazines going back from 1996 to 2007. And he's posted the 20 years ago district projections. And that was my worst year ever picking games. I'm like, very rarely is there a team outside the top 10 in a class that gets to a championship game or something like that, because there's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of due diligence. But anyway, 2006 was a rough year for me. I mean, it was pretty bad.
I saw him doing that. And Chris does such a great job with I Was at the Game. If any of the fans that are out there still watching right now, before we bring on some more of our coaches and players, you need to follow I Was at the Game. His website, man, it's so awesome to have during broadcasts, just all the wealth of information on there, the past state champions, all the different sports. He does such a great job of keeping everyone up to date. And then, him and his wife do a fantastic job now of, in a media standpoint of being at events and doing their 1,000-point clubs and all their rebound clubs and different stuff like that. And it's pretty cool what Chris does with I Was at the Game.
I thought that I was going to get my 200-point sticker at the All-State games, but I didn't when I transferred the books to him. So still waiting.
If I had a sticker, my sticker would be like 10,000 passes to Hardaway and Matt.
You just didn't get enough shots.
No,
that's unfortunate.
It would be a lot of passes. So
the good news is the older you get now, nobody is around to check your lies. So you can just embellish on that. So that's how it works. So.
There's enough people out there to remember that still watch, I think. So, who have you liked so far that we've had on the interviews? Who's been?
I love them all. I think everybody's done a great job. I mean, and we do want to say thanks for everybody, taking the time to do this. It's really fun for us to cover. So hopefully it's fun for people to watch, and even the teams that, that aren't here that we'll talk to and have a chance to go see games with this year and enjoy the coverage. So I'm looking forward to seeing if your brother is going to make it through the season without being suspended on the Pick'em show. So I know that he's doing great things, trying to facilitate more career and more opportunities from collegiate athletes. But it's been tough for him to get around the censorship police.
Well, I'll tell you this, Mark, if you'd have brought his name up and during the Tonkawa interview, he is like a villain in Tonkawa. I mean, if I ever show up in Tonkawa, I gotta because I look a lot like him, unfortunately. I've got to wear a name tag that says I'm not Jake, because after about the third time he picked against them, and it's like growing up in Blackwell, the people in Tonkawa, they take it serious. And so it's pretty good though. But that's kind of part of why we do the shows we do. So.
If I pick against them, they can just say that I'm biased.
It's true.
You don't want to do is you don't want to get on the wrong side of a team where you consistently pick against them and then they beat you. You at least at some point have to jump ship on that.
Yeah, or you have one of the most classic picks of all time, the Covington, the 50-0 game.
Yeah, that's right. I was on the wrong side of a third quarter finish.
Yeah, looks like we got Washington, so I'm going to hop off and let them in. So,
yeah, it's pretty easy to pick Washington every week. You don't have to worry too much about that. There we go. What's up, fellas? Sorry, we were a little early.
No, that's okay. We were finishing up practice, and our indoor didn't have any Wi-Fi, so we had to come to the high school.
Hey, that indoor is probably still pretty warm, right?
It is. It's warm.
Brad Beller, Cade Babcock, Case Alexander joined us from Washington. So tell us about what you guys have going on. You guys, do you have a scrimmage tomorrow, and then do you have something else for scrimmage next week?
We are going to do an inter-squad scrimmage tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And so since we got to start earlier this year, we decided not to utilize Saturday, but do a Friday night lights and let our young guys and all the families and everything come out. And so we're going to go tomorrow evening, and then we go next Thursday to Tuttle with Lincoln Christian and Tuttle. So that'll be our first and only scrimmage.
That's been a pretty good thing for everybody, right? I mean, Tuttle is they're the 4A favorite this year. I think anybody would probably tell you that. You guys have obviously held your own, but you guys get a pretty good look for each other, I would think, in that scrimmage.
We do. Every year you want to come out of scrimmages in the first 3 non-district games and know where your strengths and weaknesses are, especially your weaknesses and what you got to improve on. And Tuttle for the last 7 years has given us that and more. Some years we felt like we come out of there thinking we're farther ahead. Some years we've came out knowing we have a lot to work on. But either way, when you have a Tuttle or a Lincoln Christian, you're going to know where you stand in a hurry.
Yeah, no question about that. That's outstanding. You guys aren't the defending champs. I mean, for the first time in a long time coming into the season, is that different? Is there a little? Are you talking about that to your team? Or I know that was a tough game against a good opponent last year. But is that serving as extra motivation right now?
I think more than anything is, when January hits, whether you win or lose, from the time you get them in off season, it doesn't really change. Your motivation is there. If you lose, we don't want that to sting anymore. If you win, it's, hey, we want to continue to grow on this success. And so really your mission and your drive shouldn't change because of the previous season, but that sting really sit with you for a while. And I know it did with these two guys. And just by the leadership that they've shown in the offseason and everything, I think something that was bad has turned into a positive force moving forward.
Yeah, outstanding. Kate, I noticed you've got some offers that are coming in. You guys taking a little bit of visits. So tell me what that end of the summer's been like for you.
Yeah, so it was really pleasant to finally get that offer from UCO. That's a big one. It's good to go on the resume, but it's also just a great program that they have up there. Got to take a visit up there. I really love their program. And then Langston, they have a great coach there that I just really love, and I love everything about him. And that's really it.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Case, you've been committed to Penn State here for a while. Tell me about that decision and what you found at Penn State, Matt Campbell, that you like.
Yes, sir. Matt Campbell and that staff, I just have just endless trust in those guys. I think I'm going to really enjoy getting coached by them. And then I feel like they had a good plan for me, which I really liked, and it felt like home, and I'm really happy with my decision.
To me, you look like you can play multiple positions, offense and defense. I mean, what is the plan?
I'll be playing defense at the next level, playing linebacker. I'm hoping I can kind of move around in the box, out of the box some. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah, I've always been impressed with Matt Campbell whenever I have a chance to visit with him about how he identifies recruits and how he's able to go find guys. He does his homework. I mean, so I think he got a great one in you. So what have you been working on for your game? What are you doing to try to get better?
Yeah, for me, obviously through the offseason, trying to get bigger, faster, stronger, but more importantly, mentally being a better leader, being a vocal leader for the team, being a senior. I feel like me and Kate have been trying to work on that through the offseason in the first couple weeks of practice. So that's a big thing that I've been trying to grow on, and I'll keep trying to grow on through the season.
Brad, when you really want to dial up a blitz, where are you sending him from?
I like bringing him from the edge. I think that kind of on our fourth down late in the game versus Jones, bringing him off the edge and he disrupts everything from that side. It's not just the edge that he disrupts, but it's everything up inside as well. So it's nice having a guy of his size and speed that you can, move around, and he's effective wherever he's at. But, playing him inside last year, and you called our Marlowe game was a difference maker in that game, moving him inside. But when we get up against teams like Jones and you can slide and move him around, it's so big, and you don't get that every year with one of your linebackers that you can be that versatile with, throughout the game. Best
hit I saw last year. That was unbelievable. It came up and filled the hole. I thought it changed the game for you guys. That was a tough opponent, and that was a great hit that Case had in that game too. So we have to talk about your schedule. It's challenging, and you guys have got a little bit different. It's a little different this year with opening up the season against Perkins, but that's a team that's been really good in a classification that's a little higher than you guys.
Yeah, I think that even for our team, seeing different people within our district, Anadarko Chandler, that's something new. That's really fun to get ready for. It's an uncommon opponent. We don't see them in junior high either. So that's always nice. But then when you jump out and you say Perkins, Sulphur, back-to-back road games to open the season, if that doesn't open up our sense of urgency in these first 2-3 weeks of practice, nothing will, because Perkins has been right there in the mix. You could sit there and look and go Lincoln, Sulphur, Heritage Hall, Perkins. That's what it's been in 3A, and that's a class above us. So definitely having them, week 0, and not even a week 1 where you get an extra week to prepare, but a week 0 game. And what they do offense and defensively is so different than what we see, has definitely helped our preparation and our sense of urgency in our practices and game prep.
All right, I don't want to get Brad in trouble, so I'm going to ask the players. What's the best athletic program, girls and boys, at Washington?
I have to say the football, but it's hard to choose. Fair. It's hard to choose. There's a bunch of it just seems like this town, there's something special about it, the support we get. Seems like every sport is always super successful.
Cade?
So, yeah, it's obviously football. There's no debate to me about it. It's the culture that Coach Beller and Coach K have established here. It's meant something to me since I was a little kid. I grew up here, watching them Friday nights. It's been wonderful to develop up and grow up in this community, and it's really powered by the football program.
There's another Coach Bettler that's established a lot of tradition on the girls' side of things too. So I'm not even going to ask Brad that, but I will say that you do have the good fortune of having to utilize or being able to utilize some of those multiple sport athletes on the football team too.
Oh yeah, I mean when you start looking at our baseball program, 5 in a row, football's won, 3 out of the last 6, been to 6 straight, and then you take a guy like Jackson Mays that is unbelievable, going to be a 4-year starter in baseball. Hopefully wins 4 straight for him, and he's a part of it. Our football program and baseball, basketball, everything seems interconnected here at Washington on the girls and boys side. So very special place to have the kids that support and expect all the programs to do well and help one another throughout, whether they're playing and whether they're not and they're in the student section. It's a great place to be.
Yeah, he mentioned Jackson. You got Creed. I mean, you tell me. I want a little bit of a scout since both of you guys are defensive guys. Tell me about your offense and what's going to make them good this year.
I think Creed being our quarterback, he's stepped up into that leader role a lot this year, and having this guy catching balls as well as myself, and then we've got a couple younger guys who are stepping up up front on the O line, and I'm excited for those guys to go work.
And then you talk about Josiah. I mean, he's been a phenomenal running back. He's had a good offseason, and we really expect him to just explode on the scene. And not having Javen by his side this year, I think he'll manage. I think he'll just really explode and really compensate for that.
Okay, what have you guys done to the stadium? Any new additions this year? Because every time I come down there, I can't get a seat.
Well, the good thing is you'll actually have a spot in the press box because we've got a new press box, new home stands that are going up kind of right now.
Yeah.
They told us it would be by the Purcell game, but it's going to be a beautiful new, home stands. That's probably going to be the last thing other than addition to the away stands some years down the road. But yeah, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be nice, kind of a 3-tiered press box. So it'll be really nice for us to have. And when you come to a Sulphur or Marlowe game, it's just exploding at the seams. We needed some extra space, and our administration and community, saw the need for that and took care of us.
It's always been, even when you played there, Brad, there's always been a bunch of people in there, but now there's better accommodations for them. So
yes, sir.
All right, you guys, can't wait to see y'all play this year. We appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You bet. Washington Warriors 12-2 last year. They were the Class 2A Division I runner-up. We'll be right there this year in that class as they do welcome the back-to-back state champion from Class 3A, Lincoln Christian, down to 2A1. That sounds like a scrimmage worth watching a week from tomorrow. Will be Tuttle, Washington, Lincoln Christian, 2 state champs. I would have thought that last year, if we could have had a bonus game, the 3A winner versus the 4A winner would have been like Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa going at each other. So
I think it's really cool to hear, you see it in 6A where you get these really cool matchups because they seem to have the resources to travel and play out-of-state teams. But I think it's super cool, like when you hear like a Washington traveling to play Perkins, or you mentioned Sulphur playing down in Texas, like in the past, those smaller schools didn't have the resources to do that. I think it's super cool because, obviously it's hard for them to get non-conference games, and just hearing some of those games, man, there's going to be some great games. And normally you see that in 5A, 6A, right? Just because, those schools have the resources and have the ability to do it. But in smaller schools, man, it's pretty cool to see all these matchups that we're hearing now.
Well, yeah. It's one thing that kind of separates the high school game from the college game is that, you're probably going to qualify for the playoffs in the top 4 of your district. And so you're not afraid. And the schools that really are feel good about themselves are not afraid to go take a loss or potentially take a loss against somebody. That same thing coming up is that Bixby and Owasso, this is going to be the 9th time in 5 years that they play, something like that. And they don't have to play each other. So you won't find a better coaching, matchup than Lauren and Bill.
That's a great segue. I'm going to bounce out and let them in, okay?
All right, very good.
See if I can do this right.
We're finishing the show out with a combined 41-0 with our last 3 guests. So, hey, Lauren.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Doing great. I appreciate you guys having us on.
Good. Lauren, also, we're joined by Nate Hobbs and Ben Puckett here for the show. So tell us what your schedule is like coming up. I know that we've talked with everybody about having an extra week of practice, but do you have a big kind of festival planned this week before you get into your scrimmage?
Well, yeah, of course, this is the first week that we've put pads on. I know people have handled it a little bit differently. But yeah, we've got an extra week to prepare to do OTAs, kind of so to speak. And then this week we'll do an inter squad scrimmage with ourselves. And then getting into next week, we'll have our Bixby Fall Classic. And at the Bixby Fall Classic, we'll have Deer Creek, we'll have Sand Springs, and then we'll have Shiloh Christian from Arkansas. So a couple of state champs coming over to our place to scrimmage. So it's going to be a good test.
This is another year in which you guys have graduated a ton of players, Lauren, but it's another year in which you've been successful in filling that from within your own ranks and guys that have gone through the program and are just ready to take the next step. I mean, try to defend an 8th straight state championship this year is just incredible. Tell us how these new guys that you know and that you've seen come up throughout your program are adjusting to new roles this year.
Well, we've got guys in all different roles. The 2 guys we have on with us are veterans and have played a lot of snaps. Nate Hobbs is a 3-year starter, and then Ben Puckett started several games for us last year, namely, behind some really good guys last year. And his name in Bixby, the Puckett family, he's had 2 older brothers, but Ben has just had a wonderful spring ball on camp as well. So we've got those guys, those veterans that are kind of leading the charge, but then we've got a lot of new guys, and we've got a lot of seniors this year that'll be vying for their first starts. We've got some young guys that are doing really good stuff that are on campus as well. So a lot of teaching. Last year was a little bit different because we had everybody back, or I think we had 17 starters back last year. Well, now we're replacing 17 starters. So kind of the opposite. This group, we're having to really focus in and teach and spend a ton of extra time in the meeting room. Whereas last year's group, we were trying to push and challenge and put more on those guys' plates. So a little bit different dynamic, but I've been really pleased with the progress of all of our guys throughout the summer. And I think every time we took the field, whether it's a 7-on-7 or team camp or now practice, our guys have kind of taken a step forward.
Tell me about the RAC, the Speed, Power, and Agility program during the summer. I was following you guys, both Nate and Ben, in the standings. How did that work out?
Well, it's our goal to be the very best program in Oklahoma at developing student athletes. And a big part of that, I think, is what we do in the weight room and our strength culture at Bixby. And with that, in the summer, we do a program or a competition, so to speak, called the RAC. And, we're going to measure something every day in the weight room and on the field. And these 2 guys are highly competitive. They spend a little time on the RAC. And so we put our top 6 guys in the competition, but also their leadership skills as well.
Did we lose Lauren there for a second? Hopefully he comes back pretty quick. We got you guys. How did the RAC standings end up?
Really important thing for us is we love competing with each other, and it's the speed, it's the strength and all that. But what we've done is our core values, some of our leadership council count core values at the end of the week, and that counts for double the amount of points you can get from the speed and strength. So maybe you're not the best at benching and maybe you're the best at speed or whatever, but you can still lead out there and get 20 core value points and help you on the rack.
Who was the winner?
I know Montgomery said today that the winner was Jackson Dorsey for consistent, but we don't know the other guys.
Okay. All right. That's still to be determined.
Yes, sir.
Ben, tell me about Montana State and choosing that great program.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I had a couple opportunities from some FBS programs, and at the end of the day, I kind of just narrowed it down to the best fit possible for me. You know, kind of growing up in Bixby my whole life, growing up in a winning program, you know, just surrounded by great standards and just great coaches and people all around. When you really go into Bozeman and Montana State, you really kind of feel that same energy. And that was something that was really important to me, and kind of be surrounded by that standard and not just there for other reasons, but there to win championships. So that was kind of my number one reason in that decision.
Well, they are, I mean, completely fanatic about football. And by the way, it'd be 35 degrees cooler right now at practice.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
They've got that great rivalry with Montana and is one of the top programs there. I mean, I think that's fantastic. So that competition, is that something, Lauren, that you strive for every day? Is that we're competing somehow, some way every day, even if it's an off-season program, multifaceted?
That's the deal. You know, our kind of mantra is high tide raises all ships. And so we want our guys pushing each other on the practice field, in the weight room, in the classroom, everything we do. So we're going to try to recognize, whether it's the top GPAs, we're going to try to recognize the guys that are doing the best job.
High school football in Tulsa, is that the sweet spot in the United States? And I mean, Texas likes to brag about football, but it's a really unique environment there because you guys are so close together, and you've got everybody that went to junior high together. So you're growing up throughout the ranks, and now you got guys that are moving in between schools and all that stuff. So what's it like to be a high school football player in Tulsa?
Like you said, when you were talking to Washington or right after that, we played Owasso, 9 times in the past 5 years. So we love the competition around here. We love playing Owasso. We love playing Jinx. We love playing all these guys, and it's really good competition. And we compete with each other all the time. And it's even more fun to go compete on Fridays with all those guys.
Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I can't hear either Coach Montgomery or Nate. So if I'm a little off here, just let me know.
Good.
But absolutely, yeah. So I mean, I think it's special because, especially this year's team. I mean, a lot of these dudes. I mean, I've been playing with my whole life ever since youth football, but now with the whole new transfer thing, you can have you got new people coming in that are great additions. So it kind of just those people, they can blend well with us, and it really just kind of makes it special, and you get to play with a special group of dudes.
Lauren, Tyler Schneider, and Rodney Flowers, you got some assistant coaches that have been with you for a while that have great reputations. Tell me about those guys.
Well, just exceptional guys, exceptional coaches. And, I happen to think they're the best coordinators in the state of Oklahoma. We've been really fortunate with those guys. They love Bixby football. Both of those guys joined our program in the early years when the getting wasn't that good. And I think Coach Schneider's been with us now. This will be his 16th year as offensive coordinator, and Coach Flowers, this will be his 15th year. Those guys are workers. They're passionate about what they do. They love coaching kids. They love coaching ball, and are extremely hard workers. And both of them, coincidentally, have won the Frank Broyles Award for the best assistant coach in the state. And so I think it says a lot about, what they've done, and their mark at Bixby is super significant.
I know Coach loves Savastanos. Tell me are you deep dish? Are you thin? What toppings are you getting when you go there? That's my favorite pizza place in the state. I know where they are. There's some good ones.
Well, for me, it's the meat packer.
Yeah, I'm probably just a straight up normal. I'm not a huge deep dish, just kind of normal.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I get when I go. I don't go for the deep dish. It takes a little long, and I'm a little too full. I know how good it is, but I'm going with the regular. Lauren, what were you going to say?
Yeah, I go with the meat packer. It's got all the meats. It's the deep dish, the full Monty, and we love it. And in fact, Jennifer, who runs Savastanos, brings some pizzas down for the coaches from time to time, and we certainly appreciate her.
So you're still a lineman at heart, Lauren, right? I mean, even though you're not as big as you once were.
Without a doubt, once a lineman, always a lineman. Every family's got one.
Nate, what about you?
I mean, I'm gonna have to agree with Montgomery here. All the bacon, the sausage, give me all the protein you can put on my pizza, and that's all I care about.
Good. Well, we can't wait for that opening game and the rest of them this year for you guys. And so Congratulations on this unbelievable run that you're on with the eight straight state championships. And Lauren, thanks for never big leaguing us, right? I mean, I know your time is valuable, but you're always generous with it. So we appreciate you.
Well, thank you guys for recognizing our program.
You bet. All right. Thank you very much. Bixby Spartans.
Thanks, sir.
Going for an incredible 9th straight state championship this year. We have 2 more to go. 2 more defending state champions coming up with Carl Albert and Talahena.
Do we want to go ahead and just welcome in Talahena? We can do that.
Are they ready?
They're here, Coach Gravett, and the crew's here. So we'll hop them in. I think Coach Dunn said he would be here shortly. So I'm gonna.
Okay, sounds good. By the way, you cannot reach Coach Dunn when he's in his office at Carl Albert High School. He's in a fortress underneath the gym. So I think we'll probably have to.
Oh, I remember when we've done some games there, or even when we've done games at like Del City, the internet they have to give you like a special like IP address for the internet. That must be a common thing over in that area. But I'm going to bounce out of here, and I'll tell you what: if Talahena can get online, anybody can get online, right?
I think that's right. They have to fight Bigfoot for bandwidth over there. Kelly, what's up, man?
Hey, gang. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having us. Can you hear us okay?
Oh, you're coming in loud and clear. I think maybe up there with the best connections we've had of the day. You guys get extra swag points for all those trophies behind you. That's good stuff. Landon Griffith, Talon Griffith, and Sam Bryant are the 3 with you guys. So thank you all for your time.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Tell us how you guys have approached this new practice this year with the extra week.
Well, it's different for sure. Down here in Southeast Oklahoma, the last 3 days, it's been in the red. So we've got our practice in the mornings, and then in the afternoon, got in our weight room. And so it's different. I understand it. It helps protect the kids, and it needs to. So it's an adjustment for sure.
I want to get your kids. I want to ask each 3 of them this: is what's been the difference? You guys took the next step. You went from runner-up to champions, but yet you still got work to do this year. So how are you approaching this season?
I say we just approach this season the same mindset as last year. I mean, it's a new season, so 0-0, we're just chasing the gold ball this year too.
I think it's amazing. I want to go for all I can, our team and all.
I think we need to come in ready and eager to play, hungry for another gold ball.
Landon, what other sports do you play?
I play basketball and baseball.
Okay, so you do it all. Is football by far your favorite?
Yeah, by far.
How you played quarterback from a young age? I mean, what was it that got you started at the position?
I don't know. I was just a big fan of it, getting to control all the offense and stuff, just being the leader out there on the field. I just kind of fell in love with it when I was young.
Tell me about what it looks like after this year for you. Or what schools are you talking to? Have you taken any visits, or are you even concerned with that?
I have 2 offers right now. One, Southeastern Oklahoma State, and then I have another one at Oklahoma Baptist University.
Well, I think either of those places would be lucky to have you. I've been very impressed with how you played. You guys had some barn burners last year. I mean, a couple of those games in the playoffs were pretty good. What was that like, being able to be pushed? And your schedule is a little bit different in that you guys are in a part of the state where, you're kind of backed onto a border there. So tell me about going through all that and finally claiming the gold ball.
Yeah, I think we have really good competition that prepares us for the playoffs. Regent Prep's been pretty good these last few years, and it was always pretty solid. So I think they just helped us a lot to compare to the playoff matchups.
Kelly, you guys got Mansfield, Arkansas. They're state champs. I mean, so I would think there's going to be everybody, within 50 miles that is going to be at that game. They're a little bit bigger than you. Is that right? Maybe one classification?
Yes, no, 2 actually in Arkansas. So they're 3A state champions, and we open up at home with them week 2. And yes, I hope the pit is packed. And over the years, the teams, what they're trying to do now, because we go so fast on offense and they're pretty good at offense. They're going to try to load the box and play a middle of the field safety and take away the RPO. And so we've started seeing that more of late. But what we're really concerned about, or we got to be ready for, is their offense. It's flex bone, and we've seen it one time a year for the last 3 years, and they're really good at what they do. And so it's going to be a big-time football game. They're defending 3A state champs, and I don't know anything about them other than they do run the flex bone, and they're really good at it. I know I've been told that they're really good offensively, and they're not as good defensively, but they're really, really good at what they do. And so it's going to be a challenge. And when the coach called, and again, no disrespect, I don't even know the guy's name, but we called and he reached out, and my guys need a challenge because, like you said, we went through the season.
It's tough to find games for you guys. I get it. I mean, you're good, and there's not a lot of teams necessarily your size that are in that area. So,
well, no disrespect, but we went through this regular season last year unscathed, and our biggest football game, and the kids, they stepped up and answered it. We were averaging 120 plays out of ball game, and most of the time the second half they weren't playing very much. But the Fairland in the semifinals, the first big test, I mean, there's 230 clips. And so they played 2 football games, and so they were ready and answered the bell. And then, of course, that helped us to go on and win a state championship there against Hominy. But it's going to be a big-time football game, and we welcome them in. And, I mean, if you don't want that kind of competition, you're probably in it for the wrong reasons. So it's going to be a big-time ball game, and the pit will be packed, and it'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, I got to check out a couple of your games last year on the network, which was cool. I've never been to a game. I've been to Talihina, but I've never been to a game there. So that's something I look forward to doing. I think that'd be fantastic. What do you guys do to pass time on the bus when you're making all those bus trips all over everywhere?
Well, and it's a long drive. It just is what it is. We got the new district alignment, and so somebody's got to travel. And it's not that bad actually. We make a couple Tulsa trips, and 1 year, and then the next year they got to come to us. So get on the bus and go get ready for Friday Night Lights.
Is it music or movies or what?
We're still on the Yellow Dog, and we got an activity. So one activity, one Yellow Dog. So they put their buds in, and they lay down there and get as comfortable as they can, and lock in and have a little longer visualization period than most, but get ready to play football.
That's outstanding. All right, have all of you taken the Talamina Drive?
Oh yeah. We probably take it for granted, to be honest with you. Maybe I haven't been over that thing in 25 years. So growing up and being here all our life, like these young men are, in the trees and the hills and all that, we take it for granted.
You're used to it. Yeah,
yes, we're used to it.
Well,
yes.
Speaking of taking things for granted, Kelly, I mean, I know when you guys were just playing junior high football, you've been at Talihina for over 20 years. What is it like to be in this position, talking about coming off a state championship? I mean, it had to be something that really, if you thought about it a lot, it might have had to seem like it was almost impossible.
Yes, there's lots of words you could throw in there. First of all, surreal to me. I played here, and I'm alumni here, and I was given the opportunity to take over the program in 2006 when it wasn't very good. And, of course, here it's the small school tradition has been amazing, but at times – history's shown it goes up and down. And so I was fortunate enough to take over in 2006 and was blessed to have good football players and was blessed to be fairly successful, if you will. And so the culture and the tradition here is, I just listened to Coach Montgomery and the best to do it. And it don't matter what state you're in, but the culture and tradition here is second to none for small school football. And so it's surreal to me. It's humbling. To go from where this group has started from. And then, like I said, everybody knows the story. Maybe the 8th grade year, we didn't have a high school football team. So I got to spend every day after school during football season with my 8th grade football team, who is now seniors. And so it got us ready. I had to throw them to the wolves when they was a freshman, and they couldn't understand being so successful when they were little, going out as freshmen and being below average, if you will. I think they won 2 high school football games, varsity football games. They finished the season 5-5. And then as time goes, trusting the process, putting the work in, loving on each other. Then, here we go, sophomore year, they're in the dang state championship game versus Woodland. And again, bigger, faster, stronger were they. And we understood that. And again, it didn't deter them from anything. They fought. They got after it. I was much impressed. It almost seemed like we won the state championship game that night. We did not. And then they just buckled down, and we had to figure out what we had to do to get back, like I said, and then also to have a different result. And these guys and every coach will say it, they're so proud of the program and how hard they work. But I'm telling you, this group, it doesn't matter what you put in front of them, they're willing to attack it like a bear. And just so proud of them and the work that they put in. They've had an amazing spring, probably the best spring and summer I've ever been a part of, and partly due because they love each other. And so they're not afraid to work, and it's evident in the weight gains that they've had in the weight room. It's evident by how they're performing, the weight that they've gained to get their body ready to play football. And it's just all in all, the whole body of work, just really impressed with this group. And like Coach Montgomery said earlier too, now it's not so much I don't have to I've added lots of things to their toolbox because they've played and they've got a lot of snaps now coming into their senior year, but it's maybe less, it's not so much fundamental stuff so much now as you would have to as a younger age, but now I get to add more things to the toolbox. So this Sunday was much impressive doing our we went to lots of 7-on-7. I mean, we were gone Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, some Wednesdays. So it was much impressive watching these guys and to grow and the maturity level that they've shown. And it's just a maturation process with this group. It's just watching them grow and develop. It is something special to me. Like I said, I've been here 26 years and I've had some great groups. But this group right here is special because they love each other. They love the game of football. It doesn't matter who tackles. It doesn't matter if Landon runs a touchdown, throws a touchdown. It doesn't matter. These guys are just a band of brothers, and I take these dudes to war against anybody.
Talon, Sam, give me a little bit of a preview on defense.
I think our defense is probably one of our strong suits. We all go out there ready to play. We got Talon at middle linebacker and Jathan Walls at middle linebacker. I think those are two pretty solid players. And Noah Lloyd on the other outside linebacker. I think we're pretty solid through there.
You guys run a 3-4, 4-man front?
We're an out front and we move around.
Yeah.
Right.
Very good. Well, I'll tell you this. We don't have to be unbiased when it comes to you guys facing Mansfield, Arkansas. So we'll all be pulling for the Tallahassee Tigers that night when you guys square off. And I thought of all the games of any class in the state this year, that's one of the most interesting to me because you guys are loaded up and ready to roll, like you've told us, and they've had a really good program for the last couple of years. So that will be one where we definitely will keep our eye on and look forward to watching. So thank you guys for your time.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
All right. We appreciate it. Good luck to you all this year.
Thank you.
Tallahassee 14-0 last year, 14-game winning streak to start the season in Class A Division II. That really will be a great game. Class 3A in Arkansas against Class A Division II in Oklahoma. So I'm sure that the community is going to be fired up about that one. So one more team to go. Carl Albert Titans. Mike Dunn is out of the basement. We got Elijah Matthews and Kalen Smith also. Can you guys hear us?
Yes, sir.
What's happening? I think Mike is frozen. Are you there? I'll start with Elijah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You got us?
Yes, sir.
48 touchdowns last year. What can you do for an encore?
I'm not sure what that means.
You scored 48 touchdowns last year, right?
Right.
So, I mean, and you committed to UNLV about a month and a half ago. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tell me what you liked about that program. Obviously, Dan Mullen is a guy that's had a ton of experience in college football.
Right. Yeah, man. There's just a lot of good people around there, and Dan Mullen is a really good coach, and I trust him with my development throughout the 4 years I'm going to be in college, or however long I'll be there. It's a really good group of people. They have a really good standard, and they have really good culture, and I really enjoyed my time up there.
Elijah, did you envision that at the beginning of the season that you would have a year the way that you did, breaking on the scene to be the Gatorade Player of the Year?
I always hoped and prayed for it, but I never told myself, that it was gonna happen because. But no, it was awesome. I always give credit to the O line like usual, man. They had a great season as well, and it's just it's a great feeling, and I'm ready to start it back up this season.
Yeah, having guys like Kalen blocking for you helps. I mean, you guys have got a lot of talent on that offense. So tell us a little bit about that offensive line.
That offensive line, the previous year was just amazing, full of a bunch of technicians, guys that did their job and weren't worried about anything else but getting their job on what play it was, getting their job done. And we have a younger O line this year, and they don't play like a younger O line though. They're all very strong. They all move well, and they all adapt to the coaching and things like that. So I think we're gonna have a really good season this year up front.
Mike, what's up?
What's going on, Mark? How are you, brother?
I'm good. How was your summer?
Summer was great. Had a good one out around our parts. Can't complain.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Update us with what you guys are doing. You had an extra week of practice this year to try to navigate through. I know you'll have a big scrimmage coming up next week, but what events are planned for Carl Albert this week? Oh, we lost him. He vanished. Elijah, can you tell us what's coming up this weekend?
We have the red and white scrimmage this weekend.
So how are the teams split up? Is there a rivalry in this scrimmage? I mean, are you looking at what team are you on, the red or are you on the white?
I'm on the red team. It's usually randomized. They usually give one team the O line, one team the D line, and then they just pick. They just randomize it, I guess. I mean,
Are there big bragging rights? Is there anything that goes to the winner?
most definitely, it's a big thing to be the better team that year at the beginning of the season. But we all come together after it. So there we go.
Yeah, those bragging rights kind of continue.
Exactly.
Kalen, what team are you on, the red or the white?
I'm on the red team.
Okay, so you guys are teammates.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty good. You guys can have that fraternity. Mike, did you divide these teams up fairly?
We try to. We in the fall we usually will try to divide it with who we're thinking about, like as our first O line and then our first D line, if we have our guys separated that way. And so, but other than that, we really try to separate it about as even as possible.
I'll ask both of you guys this. At Carl Albert, there's so much talent. I mean, like to play on both sides of the football. Do you feel like sometimes, hey, maybe I'd rather play both ways, or I want to be out there 80 plays instead of 45 plays or 50 plays? And I know everybody gets on the field at crunch time, at different spots. So, Kalen, what's that like for you?
Playing both ways is pretty fun. I like going out there and playing both sides. It's pretty nice out there.
Mike, how do you determine who's going to play where?
Well, I mean, a lot of times we try to keep the O-line, D-line. We try to keep that as separate as possible. Now, like last year, we rotated. We had a 3-man rotation on the defensive line or on the defensive tackle, and 2 of those guys were starting offensive linemen. This year, Kalen's going to have a major role on both sides of the ball. And so that's really about the only place that we really try to stay away from 2-way starters, but we have 2-way rotators every single year. Now, skill positions, I mean, we're old school at Carl Albert. I don't care if we had 300 football players. I think we'd always be the same way. We want to get our best guys on the field, and we put them on special teams too. So, it's just kind of how we've always done it.
I had some coaches tell me that, we think Carl Albert's going to be young this next year, and you kind of have been a little bit young, but you still keep winning 53 games in a row. So you graduated a lot of talent. I mean, there are players all over college football, playing at the University of Oklahoma and the like that have been through this program. So is this year a reloading year? I mean, you feel like you got a veteran team? Is there a lot to be proven? Obviously, at the tailback position, you got a guy that scored 1 million touchdowns last year, so you're in pretty good shape there.
Right. No, we're still pretty veteran. I would say it's kind of a good mix. I mean, we've got tons of production back on offense. 95% of our production from last year is all back. We've got 2 starting offensive linemen back, and we've added 3 sophomores up front that are going to be way good by the time it's all said and done. I mean, really good. And, so I think we in a lot of ways got better there. And then on the defensive side, we're returning lots of guys. I mean, I think we've got 5 or 6 returners on both sides of the ball. And then our freshman team last year was really good. So we're going to have a young mixture of guys. And I think it's a good mix of both. We've got good returners, and we've got some guys that are going to be plugging in that are going to be. We're not going to slow down at all, I don't think.
Is this part of your favorite time of the year, Mike? I mean, there's this inter squad competition because you guys are so good. I mean, that's where some of this has to be fostered, right? Is when you guys are going through trying to figure out who's going to play, or when you guys are scrimmaging against each other.
Yeah, and we do talk a lot about competition breeding success, and I think that we get that in practice. I mean, when we try to do as much as possible with our best offense versus the best of rest defense, and when you don't have a whole lot of guys starting both ways, you get some really good battles in practice. And so, and it's how we schedule our games too. I mean, I would say that arguably we've got one of the toughest first 5 games in the state of Oklahoma. So. So practice, we tell our kids all the time, we're gonna make practices harder than the games. Hopefully that's our job. And so we do that day in, day out by just breeding the competition within practice.
I'll tell you who's got a tough schedule. That's your band and your cheerleaders, man, because they get really active when you guys are scoring all those touchdowns. So
yeah, it's always fun. Yeah, that's the fun part of it. We do a lot of stuff with them in the summer too. So we try to practice that.
Yeah, those first 5 games are great. I mean, and I love, like, again, McGinnis, you've got the tradition with them, facing them in the championship game. I think 5 of the last 10 years it's been McGinnis, Carl Albert in the championship game. And then Guthrie, they've given you 2 really good games. I mean, of the streak at 53, they've been the team that's pushed you the most in there. So you guys get all those teams early on in the season. So that's fantastic. So I want to ask each of the players, tell me when I say Carl Albert football, what would you want people to think if they were from Tennessee?
I'll say they'll think like we're disciplined. They should know that we're disciplined. We move around and we have a legacy. So we just got to keep moving,
Yeah. Elijah?
Yep. I just think that they should know that it was a tradition that was set a long, long time ago before me or Way or Kalen were even probably even born. It's just been a thing that's been going on for so long. And it's a really special tradition that you can't find anywhere else.
Are you the best, Elijah? Are you the best hooper on the football team?
There's some pretty good hoopers. There's some pretty good hoopers on the team. I'll put myself up there. I don't know about the best though. We got a dude named Austin. He's pretty nice. I'm sure you know who Austin is.
Yeah, Coach Dunn's got a jump shot. You can't leave him alone out there.
They know.
Yeah.
Mike, if you guys do break this record, will there be some kind of celebration, or is it just on to the next week?
On to the next week. I mean, I've
man. You got to celebrate that a little bit.
It's on to these guys will tell you that they've been here. They've both been in this program now for 4 years, and they'll tell you right now that I've never one time or any other coach has ever talked about going undefeated. And we didn't do it again this year. I mean, we never will. I just think that for so long, I mean, I never heard Gary Rose one time talk about winning a district championship. I never heard him talk about going undefeated. He talked about one thing, and it was make the playoffs and make a run. The only time he talked about going undefeated was for the 4 games in the playoffs. And so we've just kind of always kept it that way. And our guys, I know that they feel it, and I know that they know that streak is there, but you would never come to a Carl Albert practice, event or team meeting and you would hear anybody talking about that. And so I think if that's the way we're going to roll, that we don't need to talk about it if it actually happens, I mean, because it could go the other way. And I don't ever want our guys to think that that's what it's all about for us. It's about winning a state championship. And we've done that starting out 5-5 and limping into the playoffs. We've done that being undefeated the last few years, and we've skinned that cat a million different ways. And I just want our guys to focus on that and make sure they keep the main thing the main thing.
Yeah, well, you're doing a good job as football coach, but you're also doing a pretty good job as AD.
We've had a good run.
You have out there?
Yeah, we've had a good run. We last year, I think that was a school record. We had 7 state championships, and we had 2 runner-ups. I saw some deal Max Preps does, and they put us. We were number 14 in the entire country. It's pretty cool. I mean, there's not a lot of times that I talk a lot about that stuff, but that was one that I saw on Facebook that I thought was definitely worth sharing. That's a pretty cool feat.
No, hey, no, really. In all seriousness, congratulations to all the success that you guys have had. That's
thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
We appreciate you all joining us, and we can't wait for that stretch to see you guys play those games, and look forward to another great season from the Titans.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mark. Thanks for having us.
You bet. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Carl Albert, 53 wins in a row. that is an incredible accomplishment. But he is not lying. A lot of Carl Albert teams challenged in that non-district portion of the schedule under Coach Rose, going back to, I believe, 1995 is his first year, and they've won a million state championships. And they've got more now than anybody.
Yeah, so impressive. We've been blessed to be able to cover some of their games the last few years, and it is a machine. We had Bixby on before that, right? And you kind of talked about the same thing with them, but it's some great high school football in Oklahoma. It's awesome to have the opportunity to cover it and also be able to talk to all these coaches and players.
What Lauren said, that was really kind of hit home on me, because I think that Bixby's program is a fascinating study. I mean, Carl Albert would be the same way, to have all that success in a sport which, generally kids are kids. I mean, at different schools. But that I think making the summer or making practice, making it fun and making it interesting, where you're challenging each other and there's some pride in the fact that I'm on a red team or I'm on the white team, or that you're going through a leadership exercise in the summer where you're earning points and somebody wins. All those things teach you what competition is and not to be scared of it. You're just used to competing every day. I think that's some of the secret sauce, I think, of those two programs that are so successful.
Yeah. Well, I tell people all the time, we've been fortunate enough to host a 7-on-7 event with Bixby, I believe coming up on 8 or 9 years, and just the discipline and the structure of their program. And I know there's a lot of their programs that do it very similar, but it's obvious just taking them boxes of shirts for promo items, just how organized everything. There's a place to put everything. There's a person that's going to help you, it is, the structure there is unreal. It's not like anything I've ever seen before. And it's cool to hear, like you said, how they create competition. Other thing too, think about Carl Albert's coaching tree. I mean, from Coach Rose and all of his assistants he's had, and Coach Dunn, and we've had Coach Craig on, a lot of our stuff, and we're going to see him obviously week 0, and what Bixby's creating too at their coaching tree. You mentioned some of his assistant coaches and how long they've been there. It's pretty crazy. And then when you drop down in a small school, like the Morrisons, historically how good they are, and their coaching tree, and all the great coaches that have come from those programs, it's no surprise, the teams that win it, the culture piece is a big piece of it for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I will tell you this, though. I think 6A Division I this year is going to be a race.
I do too.
Everybody is loaded up. Owasso is loaded up with some transfers. Broken Arrow is loaded up with some transfers. Jinx, I think, is going to be pretty good. They've got some transfers in. I'm kind of curious. I think they're fighting an uphill battle against South Lake Carroll. But I think that this year that class is going to have some classics. So
I agree.
And I think we're past the point of being stigmatic of talking about kids moving. I mean, there are some coaches that have different opinion about it than others, and I get it. But that's where we are. So
yeah, it's part of it. They can do it. So no reason to complain about it, right? So
yeah, I think this is going to be one of they've had some challenges, and I do think in years that they've had to reload at Bixby, but I think this is going to be a really difficult challenge to keep that streak alive. But hey, I do want to say this as we get ready for another season. I'm extremely proud of being a part of the Skordle and getting to work with people like you, Adam, all the people that help us behind the scenes and the things that we do. Extremely proud of this product and doing games of the week, and the fun that we have here, and the way that people appreciate the coverage is that, we'll get a little grief at times for our picks, but we do it to have fun, and we do it to kind of shine a light on the sport. So I love doing it and look forward to a great 2026.
You bet. Appreciate you, obviously, for everything you do, and all of the people that help us, and then also the Sports Animal too. Also, our partnership with them is awesome too as well. So you ready to wrap this thing up?
Go feed that dog. He's hungry, man. Get her a flamingo burger. Sure, you have something left over.
Oh no, there's never anything left over at the Flamingo. So
all right, yeah. Hey, thanks. We've got our Skordle Pick'em show. They'll be coming up here pretty soon. And then again, the first week game of the week, we will have Stillwater and Fayetteville and Stillwater, and we'll also have a Broken Bow McAllister. Can't wait for that one. Should be an exciting game. So I also want to thank all of our 12 coaches and players for stopping by and spending some time with us today. Look forward to visiting with them throughout the years. We crowned state championships this year. So signing off here for the Skordle Preview Show, Mark Rodgers, Adam Dieselhorst. We'll see you soon with more on Skordle.tv.
They're extremely good on the defensive side of the football.
But they're running into a brick wall Friday night.
An absolute machine. They just got too many ways they can beat you.
Just hard to bet against at home. They play such a physical brand of football.
Plus, they got some freaks.
I think they're on a collision course with the championship.
4th and goal from the 4th. This might be the ball game. Takes a snap. Trying to make a man miss. He does! You are kidding me! Touchdown! How did he do it?
This is for the towns that show up deep, for the players grinding while the world is asleep. This is your stage. Your week. Your week. For game on the wing. Now the lights on you. From the first kickoff to the final horn. This is when we're at the edge of the horn. Touchdown.